2nd April, second shift paper, chemistry we are starting now. Initially, we have got some wonderful questions of organic, and let me tell you that this session or this shift is definitely nowhere as easy as it was in morning shift. So let's see. First question, consider the reaction given below. Now, this particular type of question is quite common if you have been preparing sincerely for both JEE Main or for advance. In fact, in advance, this similar question has already appeared. So, I hope all of you were comfortable with this particular type of question. Let us solve this, what it is. So, it says this particular type of compound on acidic hydrolysis, as H3O plus is given, splits into two particular compounds A and B. And about A and B, they are giving us some condition that A gives positive Fehling test. So default will consider that B probably do not give Fehling test. Okay. Now with respect to that, we have to select the correct relation, and as I have already read this, it is molecular weight comparison is asked in these options. So first we need to identify what are A and B. So let us solve this particular structure. Double bond is here when H plus is there, right? If I go by complete sequencing, starts from here, double bond. Why this side? Because the carbocation is resonance stabilized. Of course, left or right is okay. I took one side. You can take it from any particular. You have this carbocation. When water attacks on this, what will happen? You will have a structure which is of hemiacetal. Definitely this hemiacetal is unstable. In the medium, we already have H plus. Protonation will take place. OH, and see here I have already got acetone, right? And in this particular enol structure also, if I tautomerize it, I will get aldehyde. So now I have got two structures. I don't know which one to take, A or B. Let us decide. I have got two structures, and those two structures are, one is propanol, other is propanone. Now it says that A gives positive Fehling test. Okay, Fehling test is a characteristic reaction for aldehydes, and ketones do not give this particular reaction. As I said, similar question it appeared in past for advanced. There they took that one of the compounds give haloform reaction. Once it was asked that both compounds give iodoform reaction. Okay, so they are just changing that part, identifying criteria is being changed, but the basic hydrolysis of unsaturated ether, that has been always important and is been here again. So, Fehling is to be given by A, aldehyde. Propanol should be our option number A, and B is propanone. Fine. Now, if you see, both of them are isomers of each other, right? So, molecular weight of A and molar weight of B are same, as they are isomeric to each other. Correct? In B and in second and third options, it is just saying either A molecular weight is greater than the B, or B is greater than A. So, as they are isomeric, answer for this question will be option number 1. This is a good question. It takes time to solve this with full concentration. Coming to the next question, this in fact is a wonderful question. Who would have expected this type of question in mains? This is something that should appear in advance. Organic compound X having same atomic ratio of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. So, it should have all three same, is treated with KOH followed by H plus. Okay. So, alkaline medium is then followed by acidic condition to form the product P, and we have to identify the structure of that product P from the following. As all these options appear, I have two choices. Either my original compound should have been of 2 carbon or it should have been of 3 carbon, right? Why did I say so? See, option number 1 and 2, you see there are 2 carbons. Option number 3 and 4 are of 3 carbons each. And it says organic compound was only one, X. Correct? So, if it was only organic compound X, assuming it was aldol, then the product should have even number of carbon atoms. So, third and fourth could not be in my choice as it has odd number of carbon atoms. Assuming it to be aldol, because KOH is there, that is the first thought that will come into our mind. Second thing is aldol is not possible. If I go to first and second, then it is having 2 carbon. If it was aldol, 1 carbon compound do not give any aldol. So, let's eliminate aldol from the option. Second could be Canizaro. Now, Canizaro is alcohol and acid salt. Okay, followed by H plus, so I can say acid. Still the problem remains. Then the two products will be formed. Oh, but there is something which is quite similar to intramolecular aldol called, sometimes it is called benzyl benzoic acid rearrangement type thing is there. Even if you don't know the name, doesn't matter at all. Let me tell you what I am suggesting solution here. So see, this type of compound, glyoxal, okay, this satisfies that condition of count of carbon atom, hydrogen atom and oxygen atom are equal. That part is satisfied. Now, it is treated with KOH. As I said, reaction is quite similar to Canizaro, but is not Canizaro. Okay, so nucleophilic attack, pi opens. What did I find? C, H, OH and O minus, right? Next step is O minus gone. Intramolecular hydride shift. In Canizaro, it is intermolecular. Here it is intramolecular. CH2 O minus COOH. Of course, conditions are basic. This will have intramolecular proton exchange. Till here, it was in presence of KOH. Now it says add H plus. So, CH2 OHCOOH will be the structure of the product B. Absolutely fine. You have got the reaction that is there. Somewhat you can say is Canizaro type reaction, but this is not the reaction you will easily get from NCERT. Little a leveled up reaction, I'll say. Answer by this logic is option number 1, CH2OH, COOH. Alpha hydroxy acetic acid, alpha hydroxy ethanoic acid. Okay, so that was our second question. Third, now this is killer. I identify code of amino acid. Now, code of amino acid itself, remembering 20 amino acid codes is a tough job. And iodine derivative hormone in the given option. I expect like 95% plus students will leave this particular question. Okay, because it is nowhere there in NCERT and it is usually not involved in PCM branch chemistry teaching also. And it is more of a PCB side. PCB, PCM, I hope you know physics, mathematics, chemistry and physics, chemistry, biology, that is what I am saying. So, now if you go by this line, iodine derivative hormone. So, you must have heard of on various salt advertisements that used to come on television that add iodine, otherwise people may suffer from goiter, right? Goiter, thyroid is formed by the hormone thyroxine. So that if you have the general observation, you may come across that iodine is related to thyroxine. Even if you get till here, still I won't say you will get the right answer because there are two options where hormone is given as thyroxine. So this part is not getting me the direct answer. Okay, I have that part 1 and 4 are removed from my choices. But T and Y, now which one? So let me tell you that there is this particular amino acid called tyrosine. Even if you get the name tyrosine, then whether it is T as a representation or Y, difficult. Okay, though if you know, then by this time you must have concluded that answer is third, that is Y and thyroxine. But let me elaborate further. This thyroxine, which is represented by Y or thyroxine, this tyrosine, Y or TYR. Its structure is OH, CH2. If I want to draw stereo, I'll draw wedge, otherwise no need. Alpha amino acid I have drawn. So this is my tyrosine. This tyrosine is responsible or is used in the body for making the hormone thyroxine. Structure of thyroxine will help you if you see the structure, you can see the impression of tyrosine in it. See iodine, iodine, CH2, CO, OH and NH2. Of course, you can also write the zwitterion structure for both tyrosine and thyroxine. But these are the structure. And can you tell me which reaction would have been used for preparing thyroxine from tyrosine? Somewhere down the line there was SNAR, nucleophilic substitution on aromatic ring, was used in the process. Okay, and then we got this particular structure of thyroxine prepared in the body, and this is why iodine is to be supplemented in our diet to prepare thyroxine. Deficiency of thyroxine will cause deficiency of tyrosine will cause thyroxine deficiency and thereby diseases. Okay, so answer for this is third. Next question is, as told by our students, was from integer type. Though it is simpler, last two के comparison में this question is far more simpler. Now, what is the structure of A? A is diazonium and N2 plus Cl minus. Why Cl minus? Because HCl is given, bromine CH3, right? So, I have two possibilities to be precipitated out with AgNO3 from A to B plus C, AgNO3, but as you can see, bromine is attached to benzene ring directly. It will not be removed directly to form the precipitate. So, bromine is not the precipitate. It is the AgCl which will be white curdy precipitate, as mentioned here, white curdy precipitate. If hypothetically you would have taken AgPr, then also this 9 would have hinted it was yellow precipitate. It is white, so it has to be AgCl. This is C. X gram of this is prepared. Now what is B? B remains diazonium, but the anion as a balancer is exchanged to nitrate like this. Okay, so this is our structure for B. This is C. What is asked? C is a white curdy precipitate. Find 10x. That is the nearest integer finally we have to mark. Okay, now A is given to start with is 1.86 gram. If you calculate the molecular weight of this diazonium, 1.86 is not this beta. It is C. Just give me a second. Eraser. This 1.86 is from this compound. This is 1.86. So, molecular weight of this compound is 186 gram. If we solve, how many molecules of this is there? 0.01 mole of molecules of this initial compound is there. By balancing, you can see if this was 0.01 mole of initial compound, then C obtained should be 0.01 mole of molecule again. Okay, so if this is the mole, what is the mass obtained? AgCl is 108 plus 35.5, so 1.434 5 grams of AgCl is obtained. But the question is asked, mark your answer as 10x. So 10x value, this I have got is of x now. So 10x value is 14.35 grams. But we have to put the nearest integer. So nearest integer, you will put your answer as nearest integer is 14. Okay. So when you have to put the nearest integer, answer to be marked in your OMRs or responses should be 14. Right. So this was simple. Okay. A little lengthy, but the middle one, two questions that I discussed on number 2 and 3rd were really tricky one. Okay. Let's continue.
Okay, so students, this is the next question of chemistry. That is from the physical chemistry part, and we can say this is from the stoichiometry or concentration terms part. Okay, so this question says molarity of H2SO4 solution is 4.9 molar if the density of solution is 1.4 gram per ml. So we have to find out the molality and the mole fraction of the solution. So we have many ways to solve this question, but let's take a simple approach. What thing I can do? They have given the molarity and they have given the density of solution. So one simple thing that we can find out is the weight by weight percentage. So directly I can start. So we can say molarity is equal to weight by weight percentage into density into 10 divided by the molar mass of solute. So this is a direct formula that we can use for calculating or for equating molarity with the weight by weight percentage. So molarity they have given is 4.9. Weight by weight percentage I can find out. Density they have given 1.4 into 10 divided by molar mass of solute, and in this case solute is H2SO4. So its molar mass is 98. So if I calculate the weight by weight percentage from here, this will be equal to 4.9 into 98 divided by 14. So this will be approximately equal to 34.3%. So here we have find out the weight by weight percentage. Now what I can say, this 34.3% means in each 100 grams, in each 100 grams of solution, we have 34.3 grams of H2SO4 and the remaining will be the solvent. So solvent will be equal to 100 minus 34.3 grams. This is the amount of water. This is the amount of water that we have. Okay. So if we have to find out the mole fraction, and this will be equal to 65.7 grams. So we can say in each 100 grams of solution we have 34.3 grams of H2SO4 and remaining 65.7 grams of water. So if we have to find out the mole fraction of H2SO4, this will be equal to number of moles of H2SO4 divided by number of moles of H2SO4 plus number of moles of water. This will be equal to, what I can say, number of moles of H2SO4 will be equal to 34.3 divided by 98 divided by 34.3 by 98 plus 65.7 by 18. So this is equal to the mole fraction of H2SO4. So in this case we had to find out the mole fraction of H2SO4, and this will be approximately equal to 0.088. After calculations you will find this value. And remaining thing that we have to find out the molality of solution. So again we can say molality is equal to number of moles of solute divided by the weight of solvent, but this weight of solvent should be in kg. It should be in kg. So simply again we had find out that 34.3 by 98, this is the moles of H2SO4 divided by the weight of solvent, and this is equal to 65.7 grams. So we have to convert this grams into kg, so I have to multiply over here by 1000. So after solving, you will find this value is approximately equal to 5.3, 5.4 approximately itna aega. So as per the question, if I go, so in the first option they have given molality is equal to 5.34, that is coming around that we are getting after calculations, and the mole fraction of solute is 0.088, that was that we had got over here, that this is approximately equal to 0.88. So as per the options I can go that the correct answer for this question should be option A. Okay, let's move to the next question. This question belongs to the coordination chemistry, coordination compounds. So this question is asking, arrange the following complexes in the increasing order of delta O, that is CFSE. So for CFSE, we have to understand that on what factor CFSE depends. So CFSE depends on two factors majorly that I can see here that are changing. So I can find out the cobalt is there. So in all the three complexes, they have given the metal cobalt, but they have changed the ligand and they have changed the oxidation state. So in option A, they have given cobalt with water in +2 oxidation state. In option B, they have given cobalt, water as a ligand and in +3 oxidation state. And in option C, they have given cobalt with ethylene diamine as the ligand with the 3 to make coordination number equal to 6 and in +3 oxidation state. So in B and C, I can see this cobalt is given in +3 oxidation state. This cobalt is given in +3 oxidation state, but here in option A, cobalt is given in +2 oxidation state. So basically the CFSE, the delta O value is directly proportional to the oxidation state of the central metal atom. So if greater is the oxidation state, so we can say it will be having more CFSE. One more thing I think you would know that cobalt in +2 oxidation state and with water or the oxygen ligands as a donor. So this cobalt with this water in this state, this behaves as weak field ligand. This behaves as weak field ligand, but cobalt in +3 oxidation state with water, it shows strong field ligand behavior. So stronger is the strength of the ligand, more will be its CFSE value. So if I have to compare the strength of the ligands, so one thing that we know, in ethylene diamine, nitrogen is behaving as a ligand, as a donor atom, and in water this oxygen is behaving as the donor atom. So if we have to compare the strength of the ligand, so I can say that ethylene diamine, this is the strength of the ligand, so I can say ethylene diamine is stronger than water. So one thing is confirmed that in option C, cobalt is present in +3 oxidation state. It means oxidation state is also higher. And in option C, we have stronger ligand. So that the one thing more, delta O is directly proportional to the strength of the ligand. Greater is the strength of the ligand, more will be the delta O, CFSE. So in option C, we have cobalt in +3 with the strongest ligand, that all we have. In option A and B, how can I compare? That cobalt is given in +2 oxidation state with water as the ligand, but in option B, cobalt is given in +3 oxidation state with water as the ligand. So here, this water is behaving as the stronger ligand. It is SFL. So I can say that option C would be having the strongest or the maximum CFSE, then option B and then option A. So this should be the order. So I can find this order in option 2. Okay, let's come to the next question. Next question belongs to the equilibrium chapter, ionic equilibrium. In this case, they have given, we have 20 ml of 0.2 molar HA, weak monoprotic acid they have given, it is titrated with 10 ml of 0.2 molar NaOH solution. pH of the solution at this temperature, we have to find out. They have given the pK of the weak acid is 4.76. So, first of all, I have to see that is this a case in which this complete weak acid will get titrated with NaOH, or will get complete, I can say it will go to the equivalence point, or this is not getting the complete titrated. So if the reaction is not getting completed, so reaction or the process or the solution will behave as buffer. Or if the this complete HA will get titrate, so at the equivalence point we have to apply some other concept. So I have to see that what kind of mixture it will be. So let's do the reaction. So this is saying we have HA. So this HA is reacting with NaOH, sodium hydroxide. So when this reaction occurs, it will give NaA plus H2O. So the volume of HA was given 20 ml, and the concentration of HA they have given is 0.2 molar. It is monoprotic acid, so single type of single, we can say n factor of HA will be 1. NaOH they have given volume is equal to 10 ml, and its concentration is also 0.2 molar. So I can say the amount of HA is 2 millimoles. Just multiply volume with molarity, you will find the moles of the HA. Since volume is given in ml, so I have to say these are millimoles. So millimoles of NaOH will be equal to 2. Sorry, the millimoles of HA are 4 and the millimoles of NaOH are 2. It is 2 millimole. So the NaOH is the limiting reagent. NaOH we have in a smaller quantity. So out of 4 millimoles of HA, 2 millimoles of HA will react with NaOH completely. So from here 2 millimoles will react 2 millimoles will react with NaOH. And as per this stoichiometry, I can see that if 1 mole of NaOH react with with HA, so it will give 1 mole of sodium, the salt of Na. So 2 millimoles of HA will give 2 millimoles of NaA. So now in this case we have some quantity of sodium salt and some quantity of the weak acid. So this is a case we can call this as a buffer. This is a case of buffer. And what kind of buffer it is? It is the acidic kind of buffer. So I can directly apply the equation that pH is equal to pKa plus log of concentration of salt divided by the concentration of remaining acid. This we can say. So as per the question, they have given pKa is equal to 4.76 plus log, how much concentration of salt they have given. So what we have find out, the concentration of salt will be the moles of NaA divided by the total volume. So total volume will be 2 by 30. So concentration of salt is 2 by 30 divided by the concentration of acid. So out of 4 millimoles, 2 millimoles has reacted. So from here I can find out the amount of this acid is remaining is 2 millimole. So again the acid amount is also 2 millimole and the total volume after mixing will be 30. So for both of them the volume will be equal to 30, and I can see the concentration of salt and the acid is equal. So this will be equal to log 1 and log 1 is equal to 0. This value, this log 1 will be equal to 0. So I can say that pH will be equal to pK. That is equal to 4.76. So in this case the pH of the solution we will find equal to 4.76. So this should be the answer. Okay. Now let's move to the next question. This question is from the chemical kinetics part. In this question they have given uh, for the first order reaction 2A, this is also in gaseous phase, is giving 4B plus C, all are present in the gaseous phase. So this is a homogeneous kind of system. So this question has no dealing with the homogeneous type, but we have to understand that reactant is also present in the gaseous state. So pressure at T is equal to 30 seconds is 300 torr, and pressure at T is equal to infinity is 600 torr respectively they have given. So we have to find out the pressure of C at 30 seconds in torr. So basically this question, just this part is given, it is the first order kinetics reaction, it is following this first order, but there's no connection of first order reactions. So we don't need to apply that equation that Kt is equal to log natural A naught by A. This is simple kind of reaction. What I can say, that when 2A is reacting and is giving 4B plus C, all are in gaseous phase. All are in gaseous phase. So I don't know the initial pressure. At T is equal to 0, I don't know what was the pressure. So I have assumed, let's say this pressure was P naught. So since the reaction has not started at T is equal to 0, so I can assume that amount of B and amount of C will be equal to 0. At T is equal to 30 seconds, they have given some value, I'll take it later. And at T is equal to T infinity, I can say that they have given the total pressure is equal to 600 torr. So I have to understand one thing, what will happen at the T is equal to infinity. So at T is equal to infinity, the complete amount of A will get consumed and this whole A will convert into B and C. So I have to say that at T is equal to infinity, the amount of A reactant will be 0. It will be completely exhausted. This has to give the proportional amount of B and C. So if initially I had P naught amount of the A, so from the stoichiometry of the reaction I can say 2A is giving 4B. It means 1 mole of A will give 2 moles of B and half moles of C. So if I have P naught amount of A in the beginning, so this will give 2P naught amount of B at the T is equal to infinity and P naught by 2 amount of C at the end. So this they have given at T is equal to infinity, the total pressure they have found is 600 torr. So I can say this 2P naught plus P naught by 2 is equal to 600 torr. So this is 5, P naught by 2 is equal to 600. So I can say P naught will be equal to 600 into 2 by 500. So this will be equal to 1200 by 5. So 1200 by 5 is equal to 240 torr or mmHg we can say. So P naught, it means initially the amount of gas of A we have taken was 240 torr. This was the amount that they have taken at the beginning of the reaction. Now they have given at T is equal to 30 seconds, this will dissociate by some value. Let's say this will dissociate P naught minus, let's say 2P. Let's say 2P amount of A is dissociating. So I have taken the value of P as per the stoichiometry. So 2P amount of A will give 4P amount of B and P amount of C. This will give. So this total pressure at T is equal to 30 seconds, they have given 300 torr. This they have given. So it means P naught minus 2P plus 4P plus P should be equal to 300. So I can say P naught minus 2P plus 4P plus P is equal to 300 torr. So this is equal to P naught plus 3P is equal to 300. We already have calculated the value of P naught, that was equal to 240. This we have calculated over here. So the value of 3P will be equal to 60 and the value of P will be equal to 20. So what we had to find out? We had to find out the pressure of gas C at T is equal to 30 seconds, and this we had find out this should be equal to P, and the value of P is equal to 20. So I have to say the pressure of gas C at 30 seconds should be equal to 20 torr. So in torr they are asking, so answer should be 20. Okay, let's move to the next question. This question is saying SF4 is isostructural with. So this question belongs to the chemical bonding. So how we can do? We can find out the hybridization or the shape of SF4, and we can relate this with the remaining options. So SF4, this SF4 is having one lone pair. Sulfur is having 6 valence electrons, so it is bonded with 4 fluorines. So out of 6, 4 are engaged in bond formation and 1 is remaining as a lone pair. So many methods are there by which you can find out the hybridization of SO4. It is easy. So along with 4 bond pairs and 1 lone pair, I can say its hybridization is sp3d. It is sp3d. XeO2f2. It is also having 8 valence electrons. So out of 8, 2 are participating in bond formation with fluorine and 4 are participating in bond formation with oxygen, because oxygen makes 2 bond. I can draw the structure. So XeO2f2, it is having one lone pair. This fluorine, double bond O and double bond O. This kind of structure it would be having, but again I have to say it is sp3d hybridized. CH4. So CH4 is a normal case that we know, its hybridization is sp3. It is tetrahedral in shape. IF4 positive. So IF4 positive again, so it is derived from the IF5. So in IF4 positive also, it is having one lone pair. So in IF5 there is one lone pair, and 4, and in 5 bond pairs. So in IF4 positive, it is having one lone pair. IF4 positive, it is having one lone pair and 4 bond pairs. So its hybridization is also sp3d. BRF4 minus, it is derived from BRF3. So if we add F negative in BRF3, so I'll get BRF4 minus. So in BRF3 we have 2 lone pairs and 3 bond pairs. By the addition of one F negative, it will turn into 4 bond pairs and 2 lone pairs. So its shape will be square planar type. So its hybridization is not sp3d, its hybridization is sp3d2. So it will be octahedral in shape. So I can clearly see that the isostructural species that can have the same structure as SF4 is having, it is XeO2f2 and IF4 positive. CH4 is having different hybridization, different shape, and BRF4 minus is also having different hybridization and shape. So I can say first and third, these two are having same structure as SF4 is having. So answer for this should be option B. Okay, now we can move to the next question. This question is from the colligative properties. Two solutions of protein with molecular weight is 50,000 grams are prepared separately. So don't get shocked that molecular weight can't be 50,000. It can be lakh, it can be 2 lakh, because proteins and all these things are the polymers. So polymers can have these giant values of molar mass. So I can say what they have given, solution A is having 1 gram protein in 0.5 liters of solution. Solution B is having 2 grams of protein in 1 liter of solution. When these solutions are mixed at this temperature, so we have to find out the total osmotic pressure. What is given? This is the value of R. They have given R is equal to 0.08 liters atm. This value is given. So after mixing or during the mixing, we can apply the law of conservation of mass. So if I mix this 0.5 liters of solution with 1 liter of solution, the total amount of the solution will be equal to 1.5 liters, and the total amount of protein will be equal to 3 grams. So in total what I can say, and proteins, they do not dissociate or they do not associate in water, or if nothing is mentioned about dissociation association, we should not consider. We should consider that its Van 't Hoff factor iota should be equal to 1. So I can say this pi is equal to molarity R into T. So I have to consider the molarity of the total solution. So in total solution, the uh, number of moles of protein are 3 by 5,000, 3 by 50,000. So I can take 3 by 5 into 10 to the power 4 divided by the total volume of solution. So it is equal to 1.5 liters. So this is already in liters, so I no need to multiply by 1000 factor. So this is the molarity. R they have given 0.08. So I'll leave some space that I'll tell you later. Multiply with the temperature. So temperature they have given 300. So just try to see the things clearly, carefully. The value of R is given in ATM. It is 0.08, and they're asking the osmotic pressure in terms of torr. So either I can do one thing, I can find out this value in terms of ATM and then I can multiply the 760 factor to convert this value into torr, or I can directly convert the value of R in terms of torr. So one thing that we know is 1 ATM is equal to 760 mmHg, or 1 mmHg is equal to 1 torr. So this value is 760 torr. Waiting for device to connect. Torr. So I can multiply this 760 over here also. So after solving all these things, you will find this value is approximately equal to 7.3 into 10 to the power minus 3 torr. So one thing you can see, if you don't use this value 760, if you multiply this later, why have done this earlier also? Because if I do not multiply 760 over here, you will find this value is approximately equal to 98 or 9.8, and this option is also given. So when you are in hurry, so what will happen if you are solving this question for the first time, when you will find this your answer is coming approximately equal to 9.8, so you will forget to multiply this with factor 760. So it is better to convert the value of R into R into torr over here also. So after completing this calculation, you will find this value is approximately equal to the given value in option C. So this is all about the chemistry right now. Next, ma'am will come. So she will arrange some questions about organic chemistry. So ma'am will come. Okay, thank you.
They said that in a Bohr atomic model, find the ratio of magnetic field produced at the center by electron in the second and the fourth orbit. Now we know that I can be written as Q into F, and we can say that so I is proportional to frequency, and frequency is proportional to 1 by n cube. Similarly, I can say that the magnetic field is proportional to I upon R, and R is proportional to n square. So I can say that B is proportional to 1 by n to the power 5. So we can say from here that B1 by B2 must be equals to n2 by n1 whole to the power 5. They said that in the fourth orbit, so that is 4 divided by 2 to the power 5. That means it will come out to be what? 2 to the power 5, that is 32. So correct answer will be 32. Okay, so there's another question. They said that a small circular loop of radius r is completely enclosed within a large square loop of length L. Both of the loops are concentric and coplanar. They said that L is very, very greater than R. They're asking find the coefficient of mutual inductance. So it's very clear. Since they have given L is very, very less greater than R, so I can say that the magnetic field at all of this position is uniform. So I can say that let us assume that we can take it as a small wire. Let us assume that the current is I, the distance is L by 2, So I will say that this angle is 45, this angle is 45. So magnetic field due to this one is equals to mu naught I divided by 4 pi L by 2 into cos 45 times of 2, which will be equals to mu naught I by 2 pi L into 2 by root 2. That will be coming out to be mu naught I by root 2 pi L. This is because of only 1. Now if I ask what is the total magnetic field, that will be equals to 4 times of B1, which will be equal to 4 mu naught I divided by root 2 pi L. That is the total magnetic field, I guess. Now they're asking what is the flux due to this magnetic field. So that will be written as B net into pi r square. I can say that. So that would be equals to 2 root 2 mu naught I by pi into L into pi r square. I can relate this equation with phi is equals to mi. From here, I can say phi by I will be equals to L. So from here, I can say pi got cancelled. This coming out to be 2 root 2 mu naught into r square pi L, which is coming out to be the first option. Let's go on the next question. So here they said that a ball is released from rest as shown in the figure. They said ball comes to rest after moving 10 centimeter below the surface. Okay, find the average force applied by the floor material. So what is happening here right now? The ball is going from here, so velocity is 0. As it comes here, the velocity will be coming from loss in potential energy. So mg into h is equals to half mv square. From here, v will be root over 2g into h. That will be none other than 2 into 10 into, that is 10, that is v is root 200, assuming g to be 10. Now what happened after that? As this particle comes here, it starts retarding because of the force of friction, what we can say. The particle comes to rest here, so I can say that what is the acceleration here? So let's say the force is uh, let's say m into a, where a is the acceleration and mass is 1, so force is equals to 1 into a, that will be equals to acceleration itself. I can say from here that when the particle is coming to rest, so final velocity will be 0. Initial velocity is basically v square minus 2 times of a into displacement. So that is v square is twice of acceleration. Acceleration is basically a. S is basically 1 by 10 because it is given in centimeter, so we converted it to basically meter. So from here, if you observe properly, we get it as 200 is equals to 2 into a into 1 by 10. If you got it correct, we got it out to be a to is equals to 1000. Now we know that since f is equals to, like f is equals to a only, that means it will be 1000 Newton itself. So the answer will be 2. Let's go on the next question. So we here have a Atwood machine. They said that find the displacement of the center of mass, not the body basically, center of mass basically. So what I'll say that, so first of all, we know that this will go down. This is 2g. This will be having g. This will go down with an acceleration a. This will go up with an acceleration a. And I can say that a will be equals to m2 minus m1 divided by m2 plus m1 into whole g, which will give us 2 minus 1 by 2 plus 1 into g, that will be g by 3. So acceleration is this. Now they're asking what is acceleration of center of mass. So that will be equals to 2 times of g by 3 minus j cap and plus 1 into g by 3 plus j cap divided by 3, which will give an answer as g by 9. This is minus j cap, I guess. That is acceleration of center of mass. Now initially center of mass velocity is 0. Assuming that, I can say the displacement of center of mass will be none other than half into ACOM into t square. So that will be equals to half into ACM is g by 9 into t square is 4. So we got that answer as 2. That will be 20 upon 9 meter. So the correct answer will be coming out to be 1. Let's go on the next question. So we have another one. There's given a AC circuit is given, and they said that if switch S1 is closed, okay, here is given. They said if switch S1 is closed, then the phase difference is 30. So let's say that if we close the switch S1, what is happening? Then we are forming with one LCR circuit basically. This is one LCR circuit first. Are you getting this point? So if I take LCR circuit, they said that the phase difference is 30. Okay, fine. They said that in the second case, while only if only S2 is closed. So when you're closing only S2, you're forming another LCR circuit here that is in series. They said that then the phase difference is 60. Okay, that's also fine. They said current lags in both the cases. That means basically this is an inductive circuit. So I can say from first case, from case 1, I can say so tan 30 must be equals to x. In the first case L2 is there. So xL2 minus xc upon R. This is the first equation. Similarly from case 2, what I can say, I will say tan 60 will be equals to xL1 because that will be in the second case is minus xc upon R, that is second. Now, if I divide 1 upon 2, what am I getting? I'm getting as 1 by 3 is equals to xL2 minus nx is given 30. So this is 30 divided by xL1 minus 30. From here, I'm getting as xL1 minus 30 is thrice of xL2 minus 90. From here, can I say thrice of xL2 minus xL1 is equals to 60? We got it up till here, but they're asking about 3L2. So I can say that we know that XL is written as omega L. So from here, can I say 3 into L2 minus L1 is 60 upon omega, which is equals to 60 upon 300. That is equals to 3L2 minus L1 is equals to 1 by 5. That is 0.2 Henry, which is the third option.
Hello students. So here we are with the memory based questions of mathematics section of 2nd April shift 2. So we can see the first question on the screen. It is asking the value of the given sum. So if we see the numerator, inside the summation, it is sigma r cube from r is equals to 1 to n. That is nothing but n plus 1 by 2 ka whole square. So that is going to become n square n plus 1 whole square by 4. Similarly, if we look at the denominator inside the sigma, we are having sigma of 2r minus 1 from r is equals to 1 to n, which is nothing but the sum of n terms of AP. Okay, so we are having result for that as n square. So now if we see, our ratio inside the summand is going to become simply n plus 1 whole square by 4, which is going to become 1 by 4 n square plus 2n plus 1. Now we have to take the sigma of this. So that will be 1/4 of sigma of n square plus 2n plus 1 from n is equals to 1 to 8. So that is going to become 1 by 4. Now what is sigma of n square? That is n plus 1, 2n plus 1 by 6. So I will have the expression n plus 1, 2n plus 1 by 6 plus 2 times. Now what will be sigma of n? That will be n plus 1 by 2 plus 1 will be coming 8 times. So that is going to become 8. So if you see, 4 will go inside, 2, 2 and 2. This 2 and this 2 get cancelled. 2 3s are 6, 3 3s are 9, 17 3s is 51, 9 2s is 18 plus 2. 18 plus 2 is 20, 20 plus 51 is 71. So we can see that this question is solely based on sequence and series. Now we'll proceed to the next question. F of x is 5-degree polynomial, has extremes at x equals to plus and minus 1, and limiting value of f of x by x cube when x tends to 0 is equals to 5. Then they are asking about f of 2 minus f of minus 2. So we can see that this question is a mixture of application of derivatives and limits. So with the given detail that limit x tends to 0, f of x by x cube when x tends to 0 is 5, we can take our polynomial as 5x cube plus ax power 4 plus bx power 5. Now they have given the detail that the polynomial has extremes at x equals to plus minus 1. So I will evaluate derivative. So that is going to become 15x square plus 4ax power 3 plus 5bx power 4, which is nothing but x square times 5bx square plus 4ax plus 15. Now the roots of this quadratic are given to us as plus and minus 1. So if we see what will be sum of the roots, sum of the roots will be minus 4a by 5b, which is clearly 0 because the roots of the derivatives are plus and minus 1. So straightforward it gives a is 0. Similarly, if we see product of the roots, that is going to be 15 by 5b, and that is going to be 1 into minus 1, that is minus 1. So from here we can see that the value of b will be minus 3. So now our f of x is going to become 5x power 3 minus 3x power 5. Therefore, f of minus x will become minus 5x cube plus 3x power 5. Therefore, f of x minus f of minus x will give you 10x power 3 minus 6x power 5. Now they want us to evaluate the expression f of 2 minus of f of minus 2. So I have to simply put x as 2, and our required expression will be coming out to be as minus 112. All right, guys. Now, if Pn denotes the number of triangles formed by the vertices of n-sided polygon and Pn plus 1 minus Pn is equal to 66, then n is. So this is the geometrical based question of permutations and combinations. So for a polygon of n sides, the number of triangles which can be formed will be given by the expression nc3, because out of n we have to select 3 vertices in order to make a triangle. So our expression will look like n plus 1c3 minus nc3. So that will become n plus 1 into n minus 1 by 6 minus n minus 1 n minus 2 by 6, which is simply going to become, if I will take n minus 1 by 6 common, so it will be n plus 1 minus of n minus 2, that is going to become 3, and that will cancel the denominator, it is going to become 2. Now this expression is given to be as 66. So now we can very easily see that it is nothing but 12 into 11 by 2, as 6 into 11 is 66. So the direct comparison will give us that the value of n is 12. So a simple question based on the geometrical applications of permutation and combination. Now the next question is based on the properties of binomial coefficients. So now if you see, it is given 30c 30 minus r. So with this term we can associate a binomial coefficient, that is 3c3. And what is the value of 3c3, guys? 1. Similarly, the next one is 30c 31 minus r. Now this 3 we can write as 3c2. Similarly, in the next term we can write this 3 as 3c1, and the last one we can associate 1 to it, and that the value of that one can be written as 3c0. So now you can see that we have direct application of that in the form of Van der Waals equation. So our required expression is simply going to become 33c 33 minus r, which is nothing but 33cr. On direct comparison with mcr, we will get the value of m as 33. All right, guys.
Hello everyone. So here we are with the second attempt of the JEE Mains exam, and today we are going to discuss this questions of physics from the second shift of the 2nd April of 2026. So here we are in front of your screen. There is a first question. In equator prism, the path of ray is shown. You have to determine the mu of the shaded layer. Okay, so let's see. So when we talk about this shaded layer, as you can see the path, it's going straight like this, and then it takes a turn like this. Okay, so it's like going grazingly, and therefore it's going to be the phenomena of TIR. So which phenomena is showing here? TIR. Now if it's a TIR, and we can say that this angle should be what then? Critical angle. So we can write down the critical angle formula. Sine of theta c is equal to mu of the rarer medium by mu of the denser medium, and this is my mu of the rarer medium, which is unknown mu, and this is the mu of the denser medium, which is actually 1.6. Okay, now here when we write down this number, mu by 1.6 and theta c, can we find theta c? Yes, there are some measurements already mentioned here. So you can see that this is 90, this will be then 30. Okay, so this angle is going to be then 60 degree. So sine 60 will be root 3 by 2. So hence what is mu? Mu is going to be 0.8 into root 3, and approximately this value will come around 1.39. So this is the correct answer for this particular question, 1.39. Let's move to the next question now. Okay, so this question is from the topic of logic gates, right? So let's have a look at this. You have to find the equivalent gate for the circuit. So best method will be to just have this. You can proceed with the truth table concept also, and you can also apply this Boolean algebra rule also here. So you can see the inputs are two, x and y. This is my actually overall. This is going to behave like a NOT gate, and this also NOT gate. Okay, and then if these are NOT gate, then what is the output here at this point? X bar, and here we have y bar. Now this is overall your NAND gate, and if it's NAND gate, then what is the output over here? Because the input is x bar and y bar for this NAND gate, so output will be then over here x bar NAND and then NOT. So x bar dot y bar and then bar of it. So that makes and then with NOT, that is overall NAND. Then if you apply the De Morgan's theorem over here, it becomes x bar bar plus y bar bar, which is x plus y. Okay, so what is the the last gate? Last gate is again NOT gate. So here final output will be x plus y ka whole bar. So it's like a OR with NOT. So therefore overall it's a NOR gate. I hope it's clear, right? So this option is correct, NOR gate option for this question. Let's move to the next one. An air bubble of radius r equal to 1 millimeter is inside of liquid of density which is 2000 kilogram per meter cube, and at the instant bubble is rising upward with velocity and which is constant, half centimeter per second. Find coefficient of viscosity. So this is straightforward from the chapter of this Stokes law in the fluid mechanics chapter, right? And it's talking about that terminal velocity. Okay, so if you recall the concepts that are involved here, there's an air bubble and it's going up with a constant velocity. So obviously what forces are acting on it? We have a force which is acting actually downward, it's gravitational weight. But for gravitational weight of air, right, so you will take the density of air. So I'll write down rho of air volume into g, and then we have a buoyancy force of rho of the liquid volume g, and then since it's going up, so we will have downward viscous force 6 pi eta r v. Now since it's going with constant velocity, so forces should balance, net force should be 0. So 6 pi eta r v plus rho of air volume g should be equal to rho of liquid volume g, right? So overall, since rho of liquid is very much larger than rho of air, rho of air is around 1 to 2, somewhere around that value, and look at the rho of the liquid is 2000. So just ignore it, no issue in that. Okay, so we'll ignore this weight of the air which is inside the bubble. Okay, so we'll just go with this formula now. So velocity can be found from this formula very easily. Let's have a look at the calculation part. 6 pi eta is we have to find r is given half 1 millimeter, so it will become 10 to power minus 3 meter, and the speed is half centimeter per second, so I will write down half into 10 to the power minus 2 meter per second, okay, and then is equal to density of the liquid 2000, volume 4 by 3 pi r cube. R cube will become 1 ka cube into 10 to the power minus 9, right? So this is overall the picture, and G you can take roughly around this number as 10, okay. If I take it like this, now if I involve do this equation, we will get the speed answer, okay. So let's do the calculation part here now. The calculation part gives me eta from here, okay. So some calculation wise pi and pi cancelled, and then we have here 2, and that's it. I think we should go forward with the calculation part. So 2 4 ja 8, 8 by 3 on the right side, and 10 to the power whole thing is 10 to power, this one is 3 minus 9 and 4, so 10 to power minus 5, okay. And then will come from the left hand side on the right hand side, right, divide by 6, and then up will have 2, and down will have 10 to power minus 5. So these numbers are already getting cancelled, 2 1 ja 2 3 ja. Overall this becomes 8 by 9 meter per eta, sorry my this is going to be the eta, okay. So we'll take this one as eta over here, okay. So we have now finally the answer. Eta becomes 8 by 9 with the SI units, which is Newton second per meter square, okay. So which option is matching? This is going to be the fourth option. So with this coefficient of viscosity, we will have this particular velocity constant, okay. Let's move forward now to the next question. Dimensions of G in terms of H, M, T and L. See, you can go by the basics of the formula of the G, which will be Gm1 m2 by r square, but that is not required because there you have Planck constant also, right? So I would say go by the formula which resembles the energy, which involves the H also, right? So what is the formula of the energy in the gravitational case? We have the formula which is Gm square by some m1 m2. I'm taking mass is equal, we are just involving the dimensional case, that's why. So Gm1 m2 by r square, which can be, sorry, Gm1 m2 by r, okay. And then this has to be equalized with the Sc by lambda energy, okay. If I do it, lambda is again a length only. So Gm1 m2 by r and lambda are like dimensionally same, so we can say the G ka dimension formula is nothing but Sc by the m square, mass m is mass here, dimension formula, okay. So the dimension formula of G in terms of h, c and m square coming, and c is the speed, so it is L, right. So h L, okay, divided by m square and t, okay. That is the formula. So h L m power minus 2 t power minus 1, h L m power minus 2 t power minus 1 is the one option. Third option, I hope it's clear, okay. So this is how this question has to be done. The trick was go by the some energy formula to find the gravitational dimensional formula, okay. Let's move to the next question. Position of a particle is given by this function, and it is again the sinusoidal function. And the best method comes if you are asked about speed or acceleration when it is 0 for the first time. I would suggest you go by the reference circle quickly, okay. You will get an idea that first of all, where is the position where speed is 0, right? You know that already. Speed is 0 at the extreme position and acceleration is 0 at the mean position, right? So initially, if you recall the concepts of reference circle method, it easily says what is the initial phase angle here right now, pi by 3. So if you draw a reference circle, okay, in the reference circle like this, and if you take here x-axis, okay, and its amplitude is going to be a, so that means radius of the circle is a, okay. And this is the extreme position, x equal to plus a, and this is the other extreme, x equal to minus a, and this is x equal to 0. So now it's starting from the initial phase angle is pi by 3. Pi by 3 means that's your 60 degree. So 60 degrees somewhere here, okay. It's starting from here, this position. right? This is the initial phase angle, and it is on the reference circle, this radius is going to go like this with some omega, and this is going to be the omega, that is, which is 50 radian per second. So the omega is there, okay? And the big question, where is speed 0 for the first time? Speed is 0 at the extreme position. So right now it is going towards extreme position, correct? Look at the omega wise, okay? So this will reach at this position, you will have speed 0. And when it will reach to this position, you will have acceleration 0. Okay, so for that case, what we'll do, we'll see that first of all, this angle is 60 degree, pi by 3, and the remaining angle to cover in the reference circle is how much? 30 degree, which means pi by 6. So how much time will it take to cover those angles? The time for speed to become 0, that is your t1, right? And therefore it will be theta by omega. Theta to be rotated is 30 degree, pi by 6, and divided by omega. Omega is here 50. So therefore it becomes pi by 300. Okay, so for pi by 300, for the first time speed will become 0. And then to become acceleration 0, it has to reach, it will go to the extreme, then it will come back. It will reach to the mean position again. So it has to further go how much angle then on the reference circle? Pi by 2. So overall, the T2 for which acceleration will be 0, for that case it has to rotate by what angle? The 30 degree and 90 degree. Total is 120 degree. 120 degree means 2 pi by 3, right? So the time T2 for which acceleration is 0 is going to be 2 pi by 3 omega. Okay, and therefore this value is around 50, 53 ja 150, pi by 75, and hence the option is second option. I hope it's clear to everybody, right? So this is how these are the questions, and these are the respective answers.
Look at this question. So if AB is a chord of the hyperbola xy equal to 12, whose midpoint is 1 by 2 comma minus 1 by 2, then the area of triangle ABO is equal to what? So this is a question from hyperbola. So first let us try to draw the diagram. So xy is equal to 12. So xy is equal to 12 is a rectangular hyperbola which looks like this, right? Now there is a chord AB whose midpoint is 1 by 2 comma minus 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 comma minus 1 by 2 lies somewhere here. So now you have to draw a chord with this point as midpoint. Maybe the chord will look like this. So this might be the chord with 1 by 2 comma minus 1 by 2 as the midpoint. Now you join this A and B with the origin. So you have a triangle, you are being asked to find the area of this triangle. So there are different ways to do this question. Let us do one of it. So first step that I do is finding equation of AB. So equation of a chord with a given midpoint. So S1 is equal to S11. So I am using the concept S1 is equal to S11. So the equation is xy minus 12 is equal to 0. So you can write this as 2xy minus 24 is equal to 0. So let us write S1 is equal to S11. So 2xy is replaced with xy1 plus yx1 minus 24 is equal to, this is S1. S11 is a complete substitution. 2 into, in the place of x you substitute 1 by 2, in the place of y you substitute minus 1 by 2 minus 24. So these two gets cancelled. So 2 and 2 gets cancelled. So you can see this 2, 2 and 2 are also getting cancelled. So you get the equation minus x plus y is equal to minus 1, which implies x minus y is equal to 1. So now we are going to find the point of intersections A and B. So without actually finding the point of intersections, let me do something nice. So if they take the point A, so let us call it x1 comma y1 can be written as 12 by x1. This is like a parametric point. So if you take the x coordinate of A as x1, the y coordinate can be written as 12 by x1. So B can be assumed as x2 comma 12 by x2. So we know that the area of triangle is half of mod of x1 y2 minus x2 y1. That means x1 into the y coordinate of the second point, that is 12x1 by x2 minus x2 y1, that is 12x2 by x1. So this is equal to 6 times mod of x1 square minus x2 square by x1 x2, where x1 x2 are the x coordinates of the points of intersection. So to get the x coordinates of the point of intersection, let us create the simultaneous equation of the chord and the hyperbola. So you can write to find the point of intersection. So that's the second step. So point of intersection of hyperbola and chord. So x into, in the place of y, from the line y is equal to x minus 1, right? So x into x minus 1 is equal to 12. So you get x square minus x minus 12 is equal to 0. So it's 4 into 3, I think, right? X minus, does it work? X minus 4 into x plus 3 is equal to 0. So the x coordinates are 4 or minus 3. So for the point of intersection, that means x1 is 4, x2 is minus 3. So you can just substitute the numbers here. So 6 times mod of x1 square minus x2 square is 16 minus 9, which is 7, divided by x1 into x2 is minus 12. So mod of this is going to be 7 by 2. So the area of triangle AOB is 7 by 2. So I hope you have understood this question. So next, let us go to the next question. So this is a question from vectors, slightly calculation intensive. So you have to very carefully do the calculations. So the concept itself is quite simple in this. So A bar is given, B bar is given. So C bar is some linear combination of A bar and B bar, such that C bar dot the first vector is 10, C bar dot the second vector is minus 2. So two equations are given. As you can see, there are two unknowns. So using these two equations, you have to find the two unknowns. So let us substitute C bar in the first equation. So if you take this, so lambda A bar plus mu B bar dot, so the vector is 3 minus 6, 3 is equal to 10. So lambda times A bar dot this vector. So you can directly do, you see that A bar is minus 1, 2, 1. So if you dot these two, you can see that it is minus 3 plus 3 minus 12. So lambda times minus 12 plus mu times B bar dot this vector. So what is B bar? B bar is 1, 1 minus 3. So let us dot these two, you get plus 3 minus 6 minus 9. So which is minus 12. So you have to be very careful with the calculations. So is equal to 10. This implies lambda plus mu is equal to 10 by minus 12, which is minus 5 by 6. This is the first equation. So similarly, go for the second equation. So this is the first equation. The second equation, lambda A bar plus mu B bar dot 1, 1, 1 is equal to minus 2. So this implies, so lambda times A bar dot 1, 1, 1, A bar is minus 1, 2, 1. So minus 1 plus 2. So 2 times lambda plus mu times B bar dot 1, 1, 1, which is minus 1, sorry, B is 1, 1 minus 3. So 1 plus 1 minus 3, which is minus 1, is equal to minus 2. So the second equation is 2 lambda minus mu is equal to minus 2. So now you have to solve these two equations. So you get, if you just add them, 3 lambda is equal to minus 5 by 6 minus 2, which is minus 17 by 6. So lambda is equal to minus 17 by 18. So once lambda is obtained, we'll find this implies mu is equal to 2 lambda plus 2, right? Which is equal to minus 34 by 18 plus 2. So minus 34 plus 36, 2 by 18, right? So you have got lambda and mu. So now from this you'll get C bar is equal to minus 17 by 18 times A bar is minus 121 plus 2 by 18 times B bar is 1, 1 minus 3. Now we have conceptually solved the equation. So now what is remaining is you have to do the calculations, take C bar and find the magnitude of it. So I hope you know how to do the basic magnitude. So if you calculate this, you are going to get the second option, root of 1914 by 18. So I hope you have understood this question. So now let's go to the next question. So this is an interesting question. A variable circle with diameter AB, where A is 3, 0 is touching the circle x square plus y square is equal to 36 internally. The locus of the center of the variable circle is a conic whose eccentricity is E. 72 E square is being asked. So let us clearly it's a coordinate geometry question. Let us try to understand this question using a diagram. So there is a circle of clearly radius 6 units, right? X square plus y square is equal to 36. Now there is a point 3, 0. Now it seems that there is a circle with AB as diameter, and the circle is touching the bigger circle internally, and you are asked to find the locus of the center of the circle. So now let h comma k be the center of the circle. That means because A is the diameter, B point will be like this. So we are given that these two circles are touching each other, right? So this is how the diagram looks like. Clear? Now we know that actually the circle need not touch the given circle at the end point of the diameter. We have just it's just said that the AB is the diameter, right? So let us say that they are touching each other. Okay, this circle and this circle are touching each other at some point. Now we know that the center of the circle, the center of the second circle and this touching point will be collinear. That's a theorem that we have. So the center of the circle, so let us call this h comma k. The center of the original circle, which is 0, 0, and the point of contact of these two circles are on the same line. And we know that if two circles are touching internally, D is equal to R1 minus R2. So the distance, let us call it OC. OC is equal to bigger radius minus smaller radius. That's the concept. So you can clearly see that OC is equal to bigger radius is 6, right? Minus the smaller radius can be thought of as the length AC here, because A is a point on the circle, C is the center of the circle. So clearly OC plus AC is equal to 6. That means C is the center of the circle. The sum of distances of C from O and A is equal to 6. This clearly shows that the locus of C is an ellipse. Locus of C is an ellipse because SP plus S dash P is equal to constant. We know that this constant is nothing but 2A, right? This constant is nothing but 2A. And clearly O and A are the foci, right? O and A are the foci, whose distance is equal to 2AE. So 2AE is equal to distance of OA is clearly equal to 3. So 2AE is equal to 3 and 2A is equal to 6, which implies E is equal to half, which implies E square is equal to 1 by 4. So 72 E square will turn out to be 18. So this question has been asked very cleverly. So if you can see this concept, there is no need for calculations. Otherwise, if you try to expand it, there will be a lot of calculations. So let's go to the next question. So f of x is given as integer part of x square minus x minus half, the number of points of discontinuity in 2, 4. So this is clearly a quadratic expression with an integer part. So if you try to draw the graph of this, first let us try to draw the graph of the quadratic. So clearly you can see that the vertex has x coordinate 1 by 2. And if you put minus b by 2 here, that's what the formula that I have used. And if you put 1 by 2 here, so 1 by 4 minus 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2 is minus 3 by 4. So the vertex of this parabola, which is x square minus x minus half, is minus 1 by 2, 1 by 2 comma minus 3 by 4. So this is 1 by 2 comma minus 3 by 4. So the graph of this is going to be like this, right? The graph of this parabola is going to be like this. Now we are going to analyze this parabola between 2 and 4. So x is equal to 2 to x is equal to 4. So clearly when x is equal to 2, let us calculate the y value. So 4 minus 2 minus half, which is 1.5. So this is 1.5. Next, let us put x is equal to 4, which is 16 minus 4 minus half, which is 12 minus half, which is 11.5. So this is the part of this parabola which is of interest. So as x goes from 2 to 4, the y value is going from 1.5 to 11.5. Now we are applying the integer part to this graph. So we know that when you apply the integer part, the graph will become discontinuous whenever the graph crosses integers on the y-axis. So what are the integers that are being crossed? 2, 3, 4, so on up to 11. So how many integers are crossed? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this graph crosses 10 integer values on y. So there will be 10 points of discontinuity. 10 points of discontinuity. So that's the solution of this question. So let's move on. So the next question is based on trigonometric equations. So P is equal to theta from 0 to pi such that tan square theta is not equal to 1. These are the conditions that have to be satisfied. Tan square theta not equal to 1 and 2 times cos power 8 minus sin power 8 into secant 2 theta is equal to a square, where a is an integer. That means this LHS has to be a perfect square. So for how many thetas in 0 to 4 pi, the LHS is a perfect square? That's the question. So let us try to see what this is. So 2 times. So we know that cos power 8 minus sin power 8 can be written as cos power 4 theta minus sin power 4 theta into cos power 4 theta plus sin power 4 theta. Into secant 2 theta can be written as by cos 2 theta. So now this cos power 4 minus sin power 4 can be written as cos square theta minus sin square theta into cos square theta plus sin square theta. So cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to 1. And this cos square theta minus sin square theta is same as cos 2 theta, both are getting cancelled. So this is nothing but 2 times cos power 4 theta plus sin power 4 theta. So this trigonometric expression can be further simplified into 2 times cos square theta plus sin square theta whole square minus 2 sin square theta cos square theta, which is equal to 2 times 1 minus 2 sin square theta cos square theta can be written as sin square 2 theta by 2. So simplifying, this is nothing but 2 minus sin square 2 theta. Now according to the question, this has to be a perfect square. Okay, so clearly 2 minus sin square theta belongs to sin square theta range is 0 to 1. So this belongs to 2 to 1. The range is 1 to 2. And this has to be a perfect square. These are the form integer square. So between 1 and 2, what are the integer squares? There is only one number. So this implies 2 minus sin square 2 theta has to be equal to 1, which implies sin square 2 theta is equal to 1, which implies 2 theta is equal to n pi plus or minus pi by 4. That's the general solution. Sin square something is equal to sin square something, which implies theta is equal to n pi by 2 plus or minus pi by 4. So for this there are lots of solutions. That means if you take the quadrant diagram, there are 4 positions of the ray which satisfies this equation. But for all these 4 positions, you can see that tan square theta will be equal to 1. Pi by 4, 3 pi by 4, 5 pi by 4, 7 pi by 4. For all the 4 values, tan square theta equal to 1. But according to our question, tan square theta should not be equal to 1. So the number of elements in the set P becomes 0. There are no elements which satisfies both the conditions. So the answer is 0. So I hope you have understood this question. Thank you.
So this question is from atomic structure. So in this question, they have given work function of sodium atom is 2.3 electron volt if maximum kinetic energy of the emitted photoelectron is 2.8 into 10 to the power minus 19 joules. So we have to find out the wavelength of the incident photon in nanometers. So what I can say, let's find out the total energy. So this total energy will be equal to the work function plus kinetic energy of the electron. This is how we can say. So work function they have given 2.3 electron volt and kinetic energy they have given 2.8 into 10 to the power minus 19 joules. So it is better to convert this value also in electron volts. So we can convert this by dividing this factor 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. So this all value will come around 4.05 electron volt. One more relation we know, that if we have to find out the wavelength of the incident photon and if they have given energy in terms of electron volt, so wavelength in nanometer is equal to 1240 divided by this energy, this total energy, that is 4.05 electron volt they have given. So this will approximately come around 306 nanometer. So answer for this question should be equal to 306. Okay, let's come to the next question. This question is again from the ionic equilibrium. So this time we have two questions. That Ha negative concentration from this mixture we have to calculate. Find the value of X. Okay, so they have given Ka1 and Ka2. So one thing that is understood, that should be understood about the diprotic acid is that when this is dissociating, this will give H plus ions plus Ha negative ions. So since we can see there is a large difference, this Ka2 is very smaller than Ka1. So I can assume that most of the dissociation occurs from the first dissociation only. So no need to consider the second dissociation. So at T is equal to 0, in this case I can assume this is equal to 0.1 molar, but since in the question they have given that 0.1 molar HCl is already present in the mixture, so this is a case of common ion. So this at T is equal to 0, it is already containing how much? 0.1 molar H positive ions, and the concentration of H negative ions will be equal to 0. So at T is equal to T equilibrium, what I can assume that 0.1 minus X amount is dissociated. This has given X amount of H positive and X amount of Ha negative is formed. So since you can see that the value of Ka1 is very small, so the amount of dissociation will be very small, and we are working under we are working under very strong conditions of acidic ions. So we can say that this should be equal to 0.1 and this also be equal to 0.1. So since it is first dissociation only, so I can apply equivalent to Ka1. So I have to say that Ka1 1 is equal to the concentration of Ha negative into concentration of H positive ions divided by the concentration of H2A. So this value Ka1 they have given 10 to the power minus 8 is equal to Ha negative. So Ha negative is X. The value of H positive we have taken approximately equal to 0.1. The value of this is also approximately equal to 1 only. So the value of X coming over here is 10 to the power minus 8. So they are asking in terms of X into 10 to the power minus 9. So I can write this as 10 into 10 to the power minus 9. So the answer for this should be, or the value of X over here, this value of X, this should be equal to 10 for this question. Okay, let's see the next question. This says, given below the two statements, statement 1, the order of second ionization energy is boron, aluminium and gallium. So this is a little bit, we can say, tricky, as we see that boron, aluminium and gallium all three comes in a same group in periodic table. So generally what happens that on moving top to bottom in periodic table, the enthalpy of ionization decreases. But in this case of aluminium to gallium, because of the introduction of inner d orbitals, the ionization energy of gallium becomes more than that of aluminium. So its first and second, both enthalpies of ionization are greater. So this is incorrect. Gallium should be over here and aluminium should go there. So this statement is wrong. The order of first ionization energy is boron, gallium, thallium, aluminium and indium. So in this also the correct order is this thallium should come over here and this gallium should come over here. So this is also incorrect. So in this question both statements are incorrect. It is the general properties of group 13 and mostly about enthalpy of ionization and the size they always ask from the group 13. So the two properties about group 13 are important, their enthalpy of ionization as well as their size. Size also decreases when we move from aluminium to gallium. The size of aluminium is larger than the size of gallium. That you should remember. Okay, next question. The correct order of enthalpy of atomization is, okay, this is also, again I have to say, it's a fact based question that you have to remember that what is the order. So when we compare the enthalpy of atomization, we find that the value of enthalpy of atomization for nitrogen is more than that of O2. And when we move from left to right, generally we have to see on moving oxygen to fluorine, the value of oxygen is more than that of fluorine. And if we have to compare the enthalpy of atomization of the this group 17 elements, so the value of chlorine observed to be more than that of fluorine. There are many reasons, but we should predict, we should find out the order only over here. So I have to say this is giving the correct order from chlorine to iodine. This is the order, and if we have to compare the enthalpy of atomization of N2 and O2, so this is correct. So overall, if I find, so this option C is so supposed to be most accurate. So answer C, option C is the answer for this question. Next question is about which of the ion having highest ionization energy, which will give borax bead test also. So here, if you see this Fe3 positive, so because of the 3d5 electronic configuration which is halfly filled, the enthalpy of ionization is maximum for Fe3 positive. So among all of this is having the enthalpy of atomization highest, and this also gives the borax bead test. If you see the enthalpy of atomization, enthalpy of ionization for Zn2 positive will be more than that of Fe3 positive, but the two criteria that we need, that it should give the borax bead test also and it should have the highest enthalpy of ionization also. So this Fe3 positive comes in between these two criteria. So for this, option B should be the correct answer. Next, come to the next question. It is also from the DNF block element. So this is about the magnetic properties of the ions. So this paramagnetic. So one thing that we should know about paramagnetic nature, what kind of species, what kind of ions can give paramagnetic nature. So to be having paramagnetic nature, the species should have some unpaired electron, or at least I should write they should have at least one unpaired electron. one unpaired electron. So more is the number of unpaired electrons, greater will be the paramagnetic nature. So lutetium here it is given in +3 state. So we should remember, we should know the electronic configurations of these ions. So if you see lutetium is 6s2, or I should say 4f14, 5d1, 6s2. So if you remove the last 3 electrons, they will be removed from 5d and 6s orbitals. So the inner 5f or inner 4f orbitals are fully filled. So this is having 4f14 electronic configuration, and all the orbitals are fully filled. So this is not paramagnetic, it is diamagnetic. Similarly, you can check for ytterbium, you will find there is one unpaired electron. In gadolinium also you will find one unpaired electron. There is no unpaired electron in Ce4 positive, not in La3 plus. The electronic configuration of these 3D orbitals are simple, and you should remember these. So in Zn2 positive, we know that its electronic configuration is 3d10. So it is also not having the paramagnetic or unpaired electrons. But in Cu2 plus, we know that it is having electronic configuration of 3d9. So it is having one unpaired electron. In Mn2 plus, its electronic configuration is 3d5. So it is having 5 unpaired electrons. But Sc3 positive and Ti4 positive both are having d0 configuration. So these two are not having any unpaired electrons, so they are also diamagnetic. So among all of these, only ytterbium, gadolinium, this Yb2 positive, Gd2 positive, Cu2 positive, and Mn2 positive, only these 4 species are having paramagnetic nature, as they have some unpaired electrons. Okay, these are some fact based questions, so we have to answer accordingly. Here also, if I have to compare the boiling point of silicon, germanium, Sn and Pb, so it is also following this order. So group 13 and 14 properties you should remember. Next question, it is about the kinetics. So again, I have to say kinetics has become important or more important for this exam. This is the second question that we are having today. So they have given this equation, Ax is giving By, rate constant they have given 3 into 10 to the power minus 4 molar per second, per molar per second. So they have not mentioned anything about the order of the reaction. So that we can find out from the this units, these SI units of the rate constant. So from here I can say that the order of reaction, order for reaction, the given one is 2. So the first option, that T half is independent of the initial concentration of X. So T half is independent for the initial concentration of the reactant only for the reactions having first order reaction. So this is second order reaction, so I cannot say this statement is correct for the given case. Dissociation of N2O5 is an example of the reaction -1, the reaction 1. So this is reaction 1. So again, this N2O5 does not follow the second order kinetics reaction. So this B is also incorrect. Concentration of X becomes 4 times, then the rate reaction increases by 16 times. So that you can do simply, that if we increase the concentration of the reactant by 4 times, so what I can say, let's say this is the case, rate is equal to K into concentration of the X power 2, because this is following second order kinetics reaction. So let's say R1 is the rate when the concentration of the concentration of the X is, let's say, just X molar I can say square, and this R2 is the rate of the reaction when concentration of X has become 4 times, so it can be 4x square. So if I take the ratio, since the rate constant depends only on the temperature, so we are not changing any temperature, so K will remain same. And if you'll find out that the new rate R2 will become 16 times of R1, so I can say this statement C is correct. This log A naught by AT is directly proportional time, so ये आता है for the, this comes for the first order kind of reactions. So this D option is also incorrect. So for the given question, this option C is the correct one. Okay students, so this is all for this today's shift 2 paper. I hope these questions are not very much lengthy, not very much difficult. They are moderate kind of questions. Many questions are straightforward. Many questions are, I can say they will take time, but they are not difficult. So I have not find any question that is out of syllabus, that will take too much time, or that can make you disturbed during the exam. So I hope paper this time they are coming on easier side as compared to January session. So I wish the remaining students who have exam in future, so best of luck. Thank you.
Hello everyone, let's look at the next question. So here it's given that there is a soap bubble whose radius has been increased from 2 centimeter to 6 centimeter, and the question is about the work that's supposed to be done in increasing the radius from 2 to 6. So the work done here will be equal to the increase in the surface energy. The surface energy can be written as S into delta A. Delta A stands for the increase in the area. But here, since it's given that it's a soap bubble, there are two surfaces to a soap bubble. So we'll multiply this with 2. So this will give you the answer. Surface tension is given 0.03, and the increase in area, you can write it as pi. Final radius is 6. So r square, 6 square minus 2 square. And you need to convert this into meter. So 10 power minus 4. So this will give you the answer close to 2.4 millijoules. Let's move on to the next one. So here it's given that there are two charges, plus 8 microcoulomb and minus 2 microcoulomb at two different points. So this is the x-axis. At x equal to 2 meter, there is plus 8 microcoulomb, and at x equal to 4 meter, there is minus 2 microcoulomb. Now he's asked us to consider two spherical Gaussian surfaces, S1 and S2, one with radius of 3 meter, the other with 5 meter, and we need to look at the electric flux through each of this. So considering the first spherical surface of radius 3 meter, you see Q1 is at x equal to 2 meter. So if you are considering a sphere of radius 3 meter, this 8 microcoulomb charge will be inside that spherical surface. Therefore flux through that surface, which is phi 1, that would be the charge enclosed, which is 8 microcoulomb divided by epsilon naught. Whereas if you consider the second one, the second surface is of radius 5 meter, and you can see that the minus 2 microcoulomb charge is at 4 meter point. So if you are considering a sphere of radius 5 meter, which is bigger, so that encloses both the charges, 8 as well as minus 2 microcoulomb charge. So the total flux through this second surface would be, the charge enclosed is now 8 minus 2, so 6 microcoulomb by epsilon naught. So it's supposed to calculate 3 times phi 1 by phi 2. So that would give us 24 by 6, which is 4. Let's move on to the next one. The temperature of a gas is increased from 10 Kelvin to 20 Kelvin in an isochoric process. We need to calculate the heat that is absorbed. So heat absorbed in an isochoric process is NCV delta T, where CV is the molar specific heat at constant volume. The number of moles is given here 5. CV is not given, but CP is given in calorie per mole Kelvin, so which is 8. So you can write this as Cp minus R, which is 8 minus R value is close to 2 in calorie per mole Kelvin units, and delta T, the temperature has been increased by 10 Kelvin, so 10 here. Then this will give you the value in calories, because the value that we substituted for CV is in calorie. You need to convert that into joules, so you can multiply with 4.18. That will roughly give you close to 1260 joules. Let's move on to the next one. The intensity of sunlight collected from equiconvex lens of radius 60 centimeter is observed to be maximum at 30 centimeter point. See, when light rays are coming from the sun, they can be treated as if they're coming from infinity. So if they're coming from infinity, they'll be converging at the focus. So that's where the intensity will be maximum. So these are the light rays which are coming from the sun. They'll be converging exactly at the focus. So it's given that the intensity will be maximum at 30 centimeter. So you can say that the focal length, that has to be 30 centimeter, and the radius of this biconvex which is symmetric. Symmetric biconvex lens is 60 centimeter. We're supposed to calculate the refractive index, so we can use the lens maker's formula, which will give you 1 by f equal to mu minus 1 into 2 by r if it is a symmetric lens, which is what we have here. So you can just replace the values. 30 here, mu minus 1, 2 by 60. So this will give mu to be equal to 2. The next one, there's a mixture of carbon dioxide and oxygen. The mass of this mixture is given to be 13.2 grams, and the other parameters are given: pressure, volume and temperature. We need to find the number of moles individually. What is the number of moles for carbon dioxide as well as oxygen? So you can write the total mass as sum of the two masses, mass of carbon dioxide as well as mass of oxygen. These two added, this should give you 13.2 grams. So the mass of carbon dioxide, we can write it as the molar mass into the number of moles. Let's call that as N1. And molar mass of oxygen is 32. Call the number of moles as N2. This is equal to 13.2. This is one equation, but there are two unknowns here, N1 and N2. So we need one more equation, which would be the ideal gas equation here. PV equal to total number of moles N1 plus N2 into RT. So all these values are given. Pressure is given 100 kilopascal, so that is 100 into 10 power 3 pascal. And volume is 8310 centimeter cube is given. So you'll convert that into meter cube, 10 power minus 6. This is equal to N1 plus N2, and R value 8.314 into the temperature of 300 Kelvin. So this will this is the second equation, and this is the first equation. So solving these two will give you the answer. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, good evening, students. So I am back again with the last set of 4 questions based on memory. So here is the question: if complex numbers z1 and z2 such that mod of z1 is 17 and mod of z2 bar minus 3 minus 4i is equal to 5, then they are asking the maximum value of mod of z1 plus z2. So we can see this question is based on the geometrical aspects of complex number. I will start with the second equation first, which is this format. So if you see, I will take mod both sides. So what I'll be getting? Mod of z2 minus 3 plus 4i is equals to 5, still equals to 5. So we can see that this is the circle whose center is 3 comma minus 4 and radius is 5. So if I am considering 0 comma 0 over here, then distance of 0 comma 0 from 3 comma minus 4 is also 5. So we are going to have a circle in the fourth quadrant, means center in the fourth quadrant. So now this is the locus of z2. Now they are asking to us maximum value of mod of z1 plus z2, which can be paraphrased as mod of z1 minus of minus z2 ka mod. So now in the diagram we can see the locus is of z2. Now we have to draw the locus of minus z2. So I will just take the image about the origin. So our diagram will be something like this. Now the center is going to become, in this case, minus 3 comma 4. Okay, now we have to maximize its distance from z1. Now z1 is a circle whose center is 0 comma 0 and radius is 17. So you can see that in this diagram this will be the maximum value of mod of z1 plus z2. Now we can very well see that this line segment has length 17, which is the radius of bigger circle, and this line segment is of length 10, which is the diameter of smaller circle. So we can see that our maximum value of z1 plus z2 will be 27. That's it, guys. Now we'll proceed to the next one. A fair coin is tossed 4 times such that for heads 10 points are allotted and tail gets 5 points. Then the probability that total 30 points are being allotted. So now, first of all, we can very easily understand that this is a question of probability, and that too only basic aspects of probability. So let's suppose number of times heads coming is alpha and number of times tails is coming is beta. So we have 10 alpha plus 5 beta is 30, which can be simplified to 2 alpha plus beta is equals to 6. So over here, alpha is the number of heads and beta is the number of tails. Additional with the condition that alpha plus beta should be 4 because we have tossed coin 4 times. Okay, so from here we can conclude that the value of alpha will be 2 and the corresponding value of beta will be 2. So now in 4 tosses, we want 2 heads and 2 tails. So the required probability will be 4C2, in which places heads is coming and in the remaining places tails will come, and each head and tail will come with the probability of half. So that will be half power 4. So that is nothing but 6 by 16. That is nothing but 3 by 8. So that is option 4. That's it, guys. Now we'll proceed to the next one. If 2y square dx by dy plus 2xy plus y plus x square is equal to 0, where y is positive and x is a function of y in such a way that x of e is equal to e. Now they are asking the value of x of e square. So now we can see that over here I can write dx by dy is equals to negative of 2xy minus x square upon 2y square. So we can very easily see that we are dealing with homogeneous format. So I will start with the substitution. X is equals to lambda by. So now dx by dy is going to become lambda plus y d lambda by dy. Now we'll plug in the substitution in the original equation. So our original equation is going to become lambda plus y d lambda by dy is equals to minus. Now the value of x is lambda y. So what I will be coming? Minus 2 lambda y square minus lambda square y square upon 2y square, which is going to simplify to minus lambda square by 2. So from here, now we are going to convert this into variable separable format. So what we are going to get? Y d lambda by dy will be equals to minus 2 lambda minus lambda square by 2, which we can write as d lambda by 2 lambda plus lambda square by 2 plus dy by y is equals to 0. Now we can integrate it because it is in the variable separable format. So for that I will just modify the first term. So that is going to become 2 d lambda upon lambda square plus 4, which is nothing but lambda into lambda plus 4. I will multiply and divide by 2 plus dy by y is equals to 0. So now you can see that over here this 4 can be written as lambda plus 4 minus lambda. So we can easily convert it. So what we will be getting? 1 by 2 d lambda by lambda minus d lambda by lambda plus 4 plus dy by y is equals to 0. Now on integrating, what I will be getting? Half of ln of within the mod lambda by lambda plus 4 plus ln of mod y is equals to some arbitrary constant. Okay. Now since in the question they have already given that y is positive, so mod y is going to convert to mod. Now we will plug in the initial condition which is mentioned in the question, that when the value of y is e, x will take e. So when x and y are going to take e, from our initial condition lambda will become 1. So now from here our equation is going to become half ln of 1 by 5 plus ln of e is equals to c. So from here you can see that the value of c will come out to be as ln of e by root 5. Okay. So now our original equation is going to become half of ln of, now I will plug in the value of lambda. The value of lambda is x by y. So we will be getting mod within the mod x upon x plus 4y plus ln y is equals to ln of e by root 5. Now in place of y, I have to plug e square and then I have to calculate the value of x. So on substituting back, while calculating, we will get the value of x is 4e square by 5e square minus 1, which is our option 2. So it is a lengthy question of differential equation. Proceeding to the next question, we are having a parabola y is equals to x square plus px plus q passing through 1 comma minus 1. So if it is passing through 1 comma minus 1, we will have minus 1 is equals to 1 plus p plus q. So from here we can see that the value of p plus q is minus 2. Okay. Now they are saying the vertex of this parabola is at the minimum distance from x-axis. Okay. So let's suppose I am drawing the parabola. The vertex will be minus d by 2a minus b by 2a comma minus d by 4a. Okay. For the standard parabola, y is equals to ax square plus bx plus c. Now, as per our question, the value of a is 1, the value of b is p, and the value of c is q. So, on clubbing, our vertex is going to become minus p by 2, comma, minus of. What will be discriminant for this? P square minus 4q by 4. Now plugging in the value of q over here, so this point will become minus p by 2 comma minus p square. Now what is the value of 4q going to become? Multiplying with 4 both sides. So 4p plus 4q will become minus 8. Plugging in the value of 4q, what I will be getting? 4p plus 8. So it will become plus ka 4p plus ka 8 by 4. Okay. Now our this point should be at minimum distance from x-axis. So it means we have to minimize this expression. So again that is a function of p. So let's suppose I am taking it as f of p, that is p square plus 4p plus 8 by 4. So if I have to minimize p square plus 4p plus 8 by 4, that is indirect way of saying I have to minimize p square plus 4p plus 8. So on equating f dash of p with 0, I will be getting p is equals to minus 2. On plugging in the value of p is equals to minus 2, I will get the value of q is equals to 0. Now they are asking p square plus q square, which will be nothing but 4. Alright guys, so that's it from my side. For all the memory based questions we have received, all the best for remaining students for their coming JEE Main session and in future for JEE Advance, which is going to happen the next month. That's it guys. Thank you.
Hello, so we are back with some more questions of organic and one inorganic question I have got. Let's see what they are. First question is, this particular sequence of reaction. Now, here more than one type of reactions they have incorporated in the same question. So let's see what is being done. First is tin plus HCl. Let me write the entire solution for you. CH3 NO2. So when tin plus HCl, it reduces NO2 to NH2. So CH3 NH2. Now what is done? AC2O. This is acetylation reaction. And if you remember the name correctly given in NCERT, it is Schotten-Baumann reaction. Then they give FeBr3 plus Br2. So this is bromination of the aromatic ring, and out of the two groups already present, you can definitely assume that nitrogen is more activating. And if so, then the new bromine will be controlled by present groups. In that, NH will decide the orientation of the new coming bromine. So ortho para directing this NHCOCH3, that is why I kept it at ortho to NH. Last is hydrolysis. And if I do hydrolysis, there will be no impact on CH3, no impact on bromine, but certainly this amide linkage will undergo hydrolysis like this. Okay, now it says what will be the mass of AgBr obtained. So definitely AgBr will be obtained from this product, not CH3COH. So I have to take this as the mentioned product in the question. Obtained when 1 gram of product is treated with AgNO3 in Carius method. Now Carius appeared multiple times in January session also, and here again they are asking Carius method. So if I check the molecular weight of CH3, bromine, and H2, which is C7H8 and Br, it is 186 gram. And from this, I will obtain AgBr. So what is the molecular weight of AgBr? 188 grams, right? 108 plus 80, 188 grams. So it appears like approximately from 1 gram of this initial compound, I'll obtain 1 gram of AgBr. So calculation seems to be relatively simpler. And as they are asking, 1 gram of this compound will give you how much of AgBr? So I consider this will be very, very close to 1. 1.0 something will come. If you use calculator, maybe 1.01 or some grams, but we have to give integer. So answer should be marked as 1 for this particular question. I hope this is clear. All the reactions involved we have done. You can pause and check out all the reactions involved. Coming to this next question, this question is from your 11th portion, hydrocarbon chapter. See, same compound subjected to Al2O3, MO2O3. This is aromatization reaction, right? And AlCl3 anhydrous, if we heat with this, then it is isomerization reaction. So same alkane is going to two different reaction, and from isomerization you can clearly see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 carbons are present, right? And here also you can see 7 carbons are present because it is forming toluene, right? Both these reactions indicate 7 carbons. Nickel hydrogen methyl cyclohexane is formed. So I need to see which alkane out of this satisfies this particular situation. It is not for alkenes. It is a reaction for alkanes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is quite time saving and direct. Answer is this first option or A option. Next question from organic, again from EAS. You can see electrophilic aromatic substitution and all those tin HCl reduction, NNO2, all these are so dominating in the entire paper. So let us see here. A, bromine H and iron. So if they give bromine and iron, then it has to be electrophilic aromatic substitution, ethyl, NO2, direct influence of ethyl will come into power. Ortho to that, this should be our structure of A. If I go for B, then Et, bromine, again nitro will be reduced to NH2. See clearly 273 to 278 Kelvin. So below 5 degrees centigrade, you will have diazonium as C. Now let me draw what structure I expect here is bromine N2 plus Cl minus. So I have got structure till C. Coming to D, ETOH. ETOH and H3PO2 both convert diazonium to benzene, right? So this is what will be formed. Now E, alkaline KMNO4, definitely heat must be there and it must have been in the paper. How many number of carbon in this alkyl will always be oxidized to COOH, carboxylic acid. It appears here that identify A and E, there must have been 4 options there when you were doing this question. Now here, when options are not there, whichever integer or in whichever way it was asked, this is the entire solution, and as per the available options you can select the suitable option. Okay, this is our A and this is our E. I hope it is okay. Coming to this question, the correct set that contains all kind of oxides, basic, acidic, amphoteric and neutral is. So let us check each option. This Na2O, let me write here, Na2O is in the list of basic. N2O is neutral, N2O, amphoteric, then it is Al2O3. Oh, carbon monoxide is also neutral. So we missed out. Coming to second option, Al2O3, already we said amphoteric. As2O3 is also amphoteric. Okay, arsenic is also amphoteric. Carbon monoxide is neutral. NO is neutral. So there is no basic oxide in B option. Coming to C, basic, yes, K2O. Acidic, till now we haven't started any such listing of acidic. Here we got first Cl2O7. Okay, so I got basic, I got acidic. As2O3 was amphoteric and NO was neutral. So C option covers all the 4 types mentioned in the question. Let us see this last, basic, basic, ampho and ampho. So let us conclude answer for this particular question is C. Okay.
Good morning, students. Myself, PBA, a physics faculty working in Narayana from last few years. I am here to discuss few questions from today's afternoon session. Let's take the question that is placed on the screen. So, in the question, they said that a rod moment of inertia is equal to a sphere moment of inertia. Rod moment of inertia is ml square by 3. Sphere moment of inertia is 2 by 5 mr square. Yeah, from the data, mass of the rod is 40 kg, length is 3 meters, so it is 9 L square. L square is 9 by 3 is equal to 2 by 5. Mass of the sphere is 10, and they are asking r square. So if you just do the small simplification, you will get r is equal to root 30 meters. So option 2 is the correct one. Is it clear? Let's go to the next one. Yeah, this is the next one. Let's read the question. A ball of mass 1 kg and charge 9 nanocoulomb is in equilibrium between the two parallel plates. Find potential difference between the plates. See, in between parallel plates, we know that there going to be a uniform electric field, right? So they are asking potential difference means E into D. So how we can get the E? From the equilibrium condition of the particle. So what are the forces acting on the particle? So QE has to act against its weight mg, then only they can keep equilibrium. That means QE is equal to mg. E is mg by q, correct? M is given 1, G is taken 10, so it is 10 by q, 9 nanocoulomb. That means 9 into 10 power minus 9. So let's substitute in potential difference. So 10 power 10 by 9 D, which is given in the diagram 12 centimeter, which is 12 by 100. So you end up with 4 by 3 into 10 power 8 volts. Clear? A simple question. Let's go to the one more question. Let's see this one. A point mass just starts approaching a planet from a large distance. Speed of impact of point mass when it hits planet surface is. Planet is 9 times heavier and 4 times compared to Earth. Radius 4 times, mass is 9 times heavier. You think of reverse. Recollect the escape velocity. When you throw the particle from the surface of the planet with escape velocity, it go to the infinity and there the velocity is 0. So it's a reverse. At infinity starting and coming back to the surface. So that means it hit with the escape velocity. And recall the escape velocity on Earth or any planet, which is under root 2 gm by r. where m is the mass of the planet, r is radius of the planets. So E given that B is equal to 2 times G, mass of the planet is 9 times mass of Earth, radius of the planet is 4 times radius of Earth. That means 9 by 4 under root 2G ME by RE. We know, from Earth escape velocity is 11.2 kilometer per second. This is 3 by 2 times, right? I think it's approximately 16.8 kilometer per second. So closely 17. Hope it clear. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, next one, this one. Let me read the question. In the situation shown, a small mass m is rotating along with the cylinder with an angular speed omega 5 radians per second. Radius of the cylinder is half meter. Find the minimum value of coefficient of friction between inner surface of the cylinder and mass. See, it's a vertical cylinder. That means there is a gravity mg is acting. So it has to hold by the friction. What kind of friction? Static friction. Static friction range is less than or equal to mu n. So n will be this. Now if you see from the ground frame point of view, it's actually revolving in a circle with the radius r along with the point here on the cylinder. Or if you see in the from surface of the from the rotating frame, it is at rest. It can be done by both way, ground frame or rotating frame. So in ground frame, n is given by mac, and we know that ac is omega square r. Therefore friction, which is less than or equal to mu n. I hope I'm just taking that circular motion dynamics. If there is a particle, it's going with omega, the centripetal acceleration is omega square r. There is no tangential acceleration where alpha is 0. So in from ground frame, only n is the one providing that centripetal acceleration. That's why n is equal to mac. F less than or equal to mu n. Of course, vertically it's an equilibrium. F has to be mg, less than or equal to mu n. Therefore mu greater than or equal to mg by n. So with the values that given substituting, I mean omega square r by g by omega square r, you know the g value 10, omega 5, r is off, you will end up with mu greater than or equal to 4 by 5. So he's asking minimum value is 4 by 5 for not slipping. Any value higher than 4 by 5, keep the block at rest without slipping. Hope it clear. Let's go to one more question. Yeah, let me read this question. In a DC circuit, a bulb, which is a specification of bulb is a 200 volt and 100 watt. That means maximum potential difference you can apply is 200 volt and maximum power dissipation is 100 watt. Is connected with the two resistance and an ideal voltmeter as shown. Find the reading of the voltmeter. If you remember, from the specified voltage and wattage, the resistance of bulb can be calculated like this. From the result, P is equal to V square by R. R is nothing but V square by P. V specified is 200 volt. Power specified is 100, which will be 400 ohm. That's a resistance. So it's a bulb can be simply replaced by a circuit. I mean circuit element, which is resistance. And this is the voltmeter. Ideal voltmeter is also can be replaced by resistance. If you remember, ideal voltmeter resistance is how much? Infinity. This is 200, this is 400. Yeah, this is given 400, This R tends to infinity, RV, ideal voltmeter, this is 100. Now let's say current I is passing through the battery, which splits here I by 2, I by 2 and 0. Why 0 here? Because it's infinite resistance. Here I by 2 because same resistance. It's come out as I again. So from simple KVL loop law, I can write 100 is equal to 200I plus 400 I by 2, right? Therefore, I is 1 by 4 amperes. So then voltmeter reading is, my answer is voltmeter reading, which is nothing but potential difference between these 2 points. AB, if I say VA minus VB, which is nothing but 400 into I by 2, which is 200I, 200 by 4, which is 50 volt. I brought to discuss in front of you. Thank you. Anthena?
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Narayana Group of Educational Institutions. I'm Deep Jyoti, and as you all know that we have started a series of JEE Main question paper discussion, and for that today we have our two star faculties who is going to take you through each and every questions of JEE Main 2nd April 2nd shift. And with that, let me welcome you to our today's star faculties. Please welcome Shukla sir for mathematics, and we also have Ravi sir for mathematics. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Right. Now, sir, I just want to know from just when you saw this question paper, what was your what was your first reaction when you saw the question paper, and how do you see this question paper? How was the question paper overall?
In comparison to first shift, I felt the questions were on the easier side, both in conceptual point of view as well as from the length point of view.
Right.
But as we all know that we have received the memory based questions.
Right.
So definitely the other version of questions are going to be on the similar standards of what we have seen in shift 1.
Correct.
And in comparison to morning shift, I felt both the shifts were almost similar. So since we are seeing the starting days of the papers, so hopefully in the coming sessions we are going to have much lengthy and difficult paper.
Alright, so what do you say, that the paper wasn't lengthy?
As per the first impression, I can say that it is not that lengthy in the way it used to be in the before shift and the before years. But hopefully I think they are going to maintain the standard in the coming sessions.
Alright. Over to Ravi sir. Sir, what is your take on this question?
So, as Advait sir has said, it's a similar opinion for me also. So the questions are slightly on the easier side. So there are, apart from 2 or 3 questions, there are even no questions with tricky calculations. So overall, it's a manageable paper.
It's a manageable paper. So the paper is not lengthy as per the previous standards that NTA has said before.
Yeah, as sir has said, as this is only a memory based paper, we have only 12 questions till now.
Right.
So we cannot gauge the complete standard of the paper from 12 questions. So we'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see. Actually, that is true because this question paper is memory based. Whatever the students have given us, this is what, right?
Yeah.
There may be some other questions which we don't have it. Alright, let us dive deep into each question. So, how do you see the first question?
First question is based on sequence and series.
Yes.
So if you see the numerator of that question is involving the concept of miscellaneous series, that is the last part of sequence and series, and the denominator part is the starting of the sequence and series, that is arithmetic progression. So I see that they have tried to combine starting and the ending of the topic, so it's okay. And then later on again we have to do the summation.
Alright.
So on a like scale, I can say it was a moderate question.
Moderate question.
Yes.
Alright. Now let's go to the second question.
Second question is again a combination of two topics. One is the concept of limits involved in that, and the other was application of derivatives.
Right.
So calculation point of view, it was okay, moderate, and conceptual point of view, it was on the easier side. So again, if we are going to have the actual picture of the question, then we can say whether it is moderate to tougher side. Overall, as of now, it is on the moderate side.
Moderate side.
Yes.
Alright, so basically first and second questions are on the moderate side.
Yes.
Alright, let's go to question number 3.
Question number 3 is again simple application of permutations and combination. So basically they are involving geometrical aspects of PNC. So calculation point of view also, it was an easier side, and formulatic point of view also, it was on the easier side. So I can count that this is an easy question.
Easy question.
Majority of the students might be able to solve it.
Alright, alright.
Yes.
Question number 4, sir?
Question number 4, I found that the appearance was a little bit tricky. But if the students might have seriously given the GTMs of Narayana, they might have been able to appreciate what exactly the question is asking. So it is based on Venn-Diamond's identity. So once they identify that, it's like very cakewalk for all the students. So I can consider this as a moderate question.
Moderate question. Just moderate because the question appears to be tricky.
Yes, it appears to be lengthy and tricky, but it is not that.
It is not that. Alright, let's go to the next question. That is question number 5.
Yeah, so question number 5 is based on the periodic properties of definite integral. So once we are able to see that what is the period of the given expression, then I think we will be able to do. But it is going to involve some lengthy calculations. So I can say that this question out of the starting 5 can be on the lengthier side in terms of calculation, not in terms of conceptual point.
Conceptual.
Yes, so that is my input on that.
Alright. Okay, so let's move on to Ravi, sir. Sir, how do you see question number 6?
So question number 6 is from the chapter of matrices. So it's fairly easy. You just need to use matrix inversion method.
Right.
And the matrices are also 2 by 2 matrices actually. So the calculations are also quite easy.
Quite easy. Yes.
What I expected is they would have given 3 by 3 matrices to increase the length of the question, but they were easy.
Alright, what about question number 7, sir?
So question number 7 is also a standard model. It is from indefinite integration. So we have linear by quadratic.
Right.
Okay, that's a standard model that we discuss in the classes.
Yeah.
And our students also have done this a lot of times in their GTMs also. So, but slightly calculation intensive.
Yeah.
It's a lengthy in terms of calculation. They need to remember the formulas, and if even they get a small formula mistake, then you won't get the answer.
You won't get the answer, yes. That is very important to take care of all the formulas, right? Okay, so let's move on to question number 8.
So question number 8 is a combination of relations topic with basic PNC.
Correct.
So if you have a basic idea of PNC, you will be able to crack this easily.
Right. So basically question number 8 is also an easy question.
Yeah, easy. 7th is a moderate and lengthy type of
moderate
question.
and lengthy. All right. Now let's go to question number 9.
Yeah, question number 9 is a question from sequence and series.
Yes.
Based on AP and your understanding of AP and GP. The equations are given. Equations are quite easy to solve if you have the basic ideas. So I would keep this into easy category.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go to question number 10.
So question number 10 is from hyperbola chapter.
Yeah.
So this is slightly tricky if students went into the exam preparing only the basics of hyperbola. So some students, what they do is hyperbola, they think that hyperbola is not a very important chapter.
Right.
And they go seeing only the basics. So this is from the second half actually.
All right.
So those who are prepared for that will be able to do. Otherwise,
it would be difficult. It would be difficult for most of the students.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's go back to Shukla sir. Sir, we have question number 11. How do you see that?
It's a routine question of vectors. So two unknowns are involved in that. A little bit calculative. So I will rate this moderate to lengthy side only in terms of calculation. And as you can see, all the options are also very weird.
Yeah. True.
So that was the first impression. Regarding question number 12, it is little bit deviated from the standard format.
Okay.
It is a question based on ellipse. So in that we used to have the equation, mathematical equation, ps plus ps dash is equal to constant. So in this question, the first impression is ps is equals to constant minus ps dash.
Yeah.
So if they are able to take the one term on the left hand side, then they will get the standard format. So I feel that it is a little bit tricky. So again, we can rate it from moderate to lengthy.
Moderate to lengthy. Now, since we have discussed all the questions, I just want to know from both of you that how do you rate this question paper out of a 10 on a 10 scale? How do you rate this question paper? Shukla sir.
See, for us it is always easy to comment because we have been only seeing maths.
Yeah.
But if we see from students' perspective, they have to do all the 3 subjects at the same time under the pressure situation. So I still feel that we can rate it maybe 8 on the scale of 10.
8 on the scale of 10.
Maybe the remaining questions are going to be much difficult or they can be on the same par level. But from calculative point, I still feel, since we are having the memory based question, I still feel that there will be a lot in the actual paper.
Right.
So again, if you see the overall paper is definitely going to be on lengthier side.
Lengthier side.
Yeah, maybe we can have comparison with aspect of the first session. So we can have little bit less lengthiness in comparison to session 1. That can happen, but still they are going to be calculative.
Calculative,
Yes.
alright. Over to you, sir.
So as Advait sir has said, I also have a similar opinion. So some questions in this are tricky.
Yeah.
If you can see the patterns in the calculations and do it intelligently, you will be able to get the answer easily.
Right.
But if you don't observe it and if you keep on doing the calculations, so you'll get heavy calculations in some questions. And overall, till now, as we have seen, the paper is easy.
Yeah.
But actually, this is what we have found in the last session also. So we have found that when we saw memory-based questions, we thought that the paper is easy.
Yeah.
But once the whole paper has come out, our opinion has changed actually.
Yes. The picture was different.
Yeah, this is what happens when we are doing.
When the real question paper comes out, right.
And for the students, what I feel is all papers will be difficult.
All papers would be difficult.
However,
but will it be for Narayana students?
Yeah, for Narayana students, maybe it will be moderate paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they are used to these kind of questions in our
Correct.
exams. Actually, the exams that we conduct here are much more
difficult
than these, and they are used to this difficulty.
Right.
So hope they would have found the paper easy.
Yeah, I also hope that the Narayana students qualify this examination with flying colors. We get as many 100 percentile as possible.
So we too hope that.
Alright. Now let's go to a piece of advice that you both would like to give for the students who are going to appear for the upcoming shifts in the same session too. Shukla sir.
My advice is going to be very simple. Just focus on the PYQs.
Right.
Because they are the base questions. Similar to that only you are going to find in the upcoming exams. And another suggestion is that once your exam is over, just stop getting deviated and start completely focusing on JEE Advanced, which is going to be the real test, because when we are starting our preparation, our aim is not only JEE Mains, it is actually JEE Advanced. So just give your best and then start for your next journey, which is going to be JEE Advanced in the coming next month. So that is my piece of advice. All the best to all the students.
Yeah, Ravi sir.
So if you ask me for a piece of advice, I will ask students to be relaxed during the time of examination. However the paper is, you usually will feel that your paper is the hardest. That's what all students feel. So you be ready for the difficult paper, and while giving the question paper, try to do better selection of questions. So that's what is going to give you better marks, because however difficult the paper is, you'll always find questions which you can do. Okay, at least 15 or 16 questions you will be able to do if you're conceptually strong. So look for those questions. So don't get stuck in questions that are difficult. So if you do that, there is more probability that you can get better marks. And be relaxed in the examination. Don't get tensed. So it's easier said than done, but
you have to face it.
You have to face it.
Yeah.
And all the best for your shift exam.
All right. So,
Thank
in
you.
a nutshell, if I have to put it up, I'll say that do practice the PYQs and be relaxed as much as possible, because you are the one who are at the forefront of the examination. You are the one who are facing all the three papers simultaneously, and you are a true warrior. With that, we are done with the mathematics part. Thank you so much for being here. Now
Thank
we'll
you so
move
much.
on to physics part. Thank you, sir. Well, now it's high time to discuss the physics question paper, and for that we have Nishant sir, welcome sir, and we also have Prashant sir for physics. Welcome sir. Now, Nishant sir, my question to you is, when you first saw the question paper, of course it is a memory based question, but when you first saw it, what was your reaction to this question paper?
Well, I found the paper to be on the easier side. Most of the questions are on the easier side. Few of the questions are on the moderate side.
Alright.
So overall paper is comparatively very easy.
Okay.
And we see questions from almost all the chapters that came in the paper. It's like from 11th it came 14 questions till now, what we are seeing, and like basically 8 questions from 12th.
All right.
So the whole paper is approximately will be on the easier side, and student will find very easy to solve the paper.
Right. So basically, the question paper has questions from all the chapters.
Yes,
None of the
approximately.
chapters remain untouched.
Yeah.
All right. Over to you, Prashant sir. When you see this question paper of shift 2, how do you find it different from shift 1?
It is much on a easier level actually, like a
Okay.
30% more easier than the shift,
Shift one.
Yeah, so it's a good, it will build confidence in the students who are watching this video, right? That yeah, it's coming very easy. So I think like I'm expecting students will score full out of full in physics
Oh my
easily.
God.
It's like almost like level 0 of the Narayana exercise book.
All right, all right. So basically, we are saying sir is wanting to emphasize that Narayana students are gonna rock this examination, right?
Right.
Okay, all right. Now let us dive deep into each questions now. Nishant sir, how do you see question number 1?
So question number 1 is on the easier side basically, ma'am. It's a very easy question. We can directly apply the formula and get the answer. It's
All-
a very easy question.
Okay. What about question 2, sir?
So question 2 is very common question. This type of question we have given in the Narayana material as well.
Yeah.
We have did so many questions has been done on the basis of same ideology, I guess. So that is also an easier side basically.
All right. Okay, let's go to question number 3.
Third is little bit of on the easier side, but it has little bit of calculation.
Okay.
So people might feel little bit of problem there. Fourth is anyhow it's a very like normal question. We can get the answer from there. It's anyhow we
Yeah.
like predicted that questions will come from that
From
topic.
dimensional analysis.
Dimensional analysis.
Yeah.
And the fifth one is also a very easy question. That's from SHM.
Yeah.
And like it's a very common question. We can directly find the velocity, speed, and like acceleration from by differentiation and all that things. And we can put the value and get the answer, I guess.
All right. All right. Okay, so let's go to Prashant, sir. So how do you see question number 6?
Yeah, it's also on the easier side from atomic theories. And
Right.
yeah, 7th also I can say it's from EMI, and also direct. Actually, these two questions are already in the theory book of the Narayana actually.
Right, right, right. Okay, so let's go to question number 8.
It's from concept of mechanics actually, and the students won't find any difficulty. It's already there in our books, so
Yeah.
they have already practiced it very well. These types of questions.
Basically, Prashant sir is very confident on Narayana materials and his teaching. Yeah. All right, question number 9, sir.
And 9th also on a easier side, center of mass topic. Okay, and
Question number 10.
10th is from the AC chapter and direct formula base actually.
Right.
So won't find any difficulty in that.
All right. So basically what we have seen so far is all the question paper are on the easier side. A couple of questions may have some calculation. All right. We'll move to Nishant, sir. Sir, how do you see question number 11?
11 is a very easy question. Very easy question because like it's a moment of inertia. So it's a predicted one that
Right.
question come from that chapter every time. Similarly, like question 12, if you see, that is a little bit of calculated, but it is also on the easier side.
Easier side.
Very
All right.
easy.
What about question 13?
13 is quite little bit of moderate, but it can be, it's a doable one.
Doable one.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So we have gotten one moderate question. All right. Let's go to question number 14, sir.
So 14 is basically a very easy question. It has came in the like I think January session as well. So it's on the easier side, very easier side.
Easier side. All right. What about question 15?
15 is also a little bit of calculation, but it's fine, quite it's fine. So I just quoted it in a moderate part.
Yeah.
Let's go 15 with the moderate part.
All right. Basically, do you feel that like so far we have solved almost 15 questions?
Yeah,
So is it a
approximately.
cakewalk for the students?
Yeah, like basically in the Narayana we have solved approximately all types of models of the question
Right.
basically. So this is just a cakewalk for all the students.
All right. Okay, fine. So over to you, Prashant sir. How do you see question number 16?
16 is from actually this surface tension thing, and they direct formula based again. Actually, it's on a
Okay.
easier side, I would say.
All right. 17?
17 is from flux, direct formula. This one also, but little bit calculation. So I would rate it on a moderate side. Actually,
Moderate side. All right. So question number 17 is also a moderate one.
side.
All right. Now question number 18.
18 is from the thermodynamics actually, and this is also very easy actually. Direct formula and very simple formula based.
Thermodynamics did not twist anything.
No, nothing actually. Just
I'm
very
surprised with
straightforward.
thermodynamics.
Straightforward question.
All right. Moving on to the next question, sir.
It's from geometric optics, and this one also direct lens formula.
Right.
Correct.
Right. Now let's go to question number 20.
And it's from the last one is KTG. This one.
Right,
Kind of
right.
theory of gas. So directly, it's asking about the number of moles, which I mean, chemist who is performing good in
In
chemistry.
chemistry,
He also
they
can
can
do
it.
this one.
Right, right. A lot of topics we have an overlap between physics and chemistry. Yeah, KTG is also one of them.
Right, right.
Right. All right. So we are done with all the questions, all the memory-based questions. To be honest, what we have gotten from our students. Now, Nishant sir, how do you rate this entire question paper on a scale of 10?
Well, it is on the easier side. So it's quite good for JEE Main students.
Good for JEE Main.
Like it's totally balanced paper. Like maybe like in the January also we have seen the paper was easy. But right now this is much more easier than that.
It is much more easier than January. All right. Prashant sir.
So while on the scale again same thing, it's on a easier side only.
Right.
And yes, I mean it's from the January attempt. If you compare, it's more easier than it. I mean, much more easier, I would say. In January attempt, there were some good, more calculation
high-level questions,
Yes, and this side it's more like easier.
Yeah.
As I said already, it's from level 0.
Level
type.
0.
Yes.
Level 0 of Narayana
Correct,
students. All right. So, one piece of advice that you would like to give for the aspirants who are going to appear for the upcoming shifts?
So I think already students have already worked hard towards their goal, and in these last few days, I would say that don't do anything new. Just rely on your guts, confidence, and you should have proper sleep and proper food. Also, it's very important because when you go there, you have the test. You're nervous. How you are nervous? Those things you should be controlling very well. So I would say that also in the morning, just pray to God and give your best shot, right?
Correct. Over to you, Nishant sir.
Yeah. So basically, nothing has to be done now. It is very easy. If you know the very basic, if you have very basic understanding, you can just go through the paper and you can just excel it out thoroughly. So mostly, and I think one more advice I can say that just at the last, just see the PYQs.
Right.
Just see the PYQ one, so it would be easy for you because all the questions that we are seeing is basically more on the same models.
Right.
So that we can do it out, and I think we can get good results from here. I think we can score full as well.
Perfect. So, on a nutshell, if I have to put it out, I'll say that do the PYQs, be relaxed, pray to God, and don't do anything new. This is what Nishant and Prashant sir has to say, and it was great having both of you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Now we'll move on to chemistry. Now for chemistry, we have our very favorite Neha ma'am. Welcome ma'am.
Thank you, Deepjyoti.
Now ma'am, when you saw the question paper for the first time, what was your reaction to this paper?
I was happy.
Yes.
In a negative way. Like why? In the morning I told in a session, shift 1 paper is going too simple. It should not be like this.
Right.
Now here it is, I would grade 1 or 2 questions from this even tougher than our session 1. 1 or 2 questions.
Oh.
Particularly organic, 2 questions have definitely changed the entire game of chemistry. So we are back.
All right. So basically, chemistry is back on the game because we
Yes.
just had a discussion with physics faculty, and they were like, "It's just a cakewalk."
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Then
Then
we
chemistry
are,
did its part.
yes,
Right.
we are
right.
very happy to have this paper.
All right. So let's dive deep inside each questions, ma'am. So I'll be
Yeah.
asking you your reflection or
Yes.
reaction for each question.
Fine.
Now, how do you see question number 1?
Now, question number 1 in my list that we have got from memory based is of CFSC.
Right.
So, CFSC is from coordination complexes, and in the morning session, there was again 1 or 2 questions from coordination. This paper also has 2 questions from coordination.
All right.
Morning there was CFSC, again there is CFSC. So, for rest 8 papers, it seems to be that you should take care
Of CFSC.
of CFSC.
Yes.
So, it is good.
Okay. Question number 2.
Question number 2 is those who have done PYQs of mains and advanced have seen how to form A and B. It is from organic. They just keep on changing a slight how to identify those A and B. Like
Right.
here they have given filling, past they have given idoform. Small
Right.
changes,
Right.
but seen question.
All right. The question is visible. All right. Question number 3.
Question number 3, if we see organic compound X, oh, this was very, very tough.
Okay.
Like tough, not in terms of technicality, but in that limited time and pressure, it was quite tough to expect that this reaction will be asked in mains.
Right. Right.
So that way, this was good question.
All right. So we have gotten one good question, like in a tough way.
Yes.
Right. Now question number 4, ma'am.
Question number 4, if we say ionic equilibrium, again 2 questions from ionic in this paper.
Okay, okay.
Right. And ionic requires slight calculation. If you don't do properly, it can damage your overall marks. So just be cautious, physical it is. Careful if you are, then no problem.
All right. Okay, so let's go to question number 5, ma'am.
That is again very simple, molality and mole fraction. So like from 11th portion, first chapter. So I think that is direct scoring. If unfortunately some is like very unlucky or for the day and confused with molality and molarity, there might be
Yeah,
issues.
some issues. Okay.
Otherwise, no.
What about question number 6, ma'am?
Question number 6, back to organic. Very simple question, and I think the calculation is also very simple in this one.
Okay.
Simple.
All right. Question number 7.
Question number 7 is something that maximum number of students might have ignored it while studying itself, because this is like long time they haven't asked this single letter code of amino acid.
Okay.
So that is,
This is-
and the worst part is that the options they have created with all permutation combination. So even if we could go by like, okay, let's play smart, eliminate the option, it is not working here.
Yeah.
Either you know it
Or
or
you
you
don't.
don't know it. There is no
Right.
midway about it.
Okay. What about question number 8, ma'am?
Question number 8 is, as I can see, is from kinetics. Kinetics, we have 2 questions, one here and one in integer again. Oh,
Right.
this is also from integer. So, decent question.
Decent question. All right. Question number 9.
Question number 9, basic question from chemical bonding, but it is covering variety of compounds. So, if someone has done hybridization, isostructural, basic definitions,
Right, right.
I think no problem.
All right. What about question 10, ma'am?
Question number 10, it seems from solution chapter, qualitative property. So that is always said to be a good,
Right.
important topic
Right,
when
right.
we say important topic. Osmotic pressure is being asked. And simple question.
Simple question.
Yeah,
All right.
formula base you can say.
Yeah. Yeah, ma'am. All right. Let's go to question number 11 now.
11 again coming to 11th portion. And simple. I don't know whether what we got is how the question appeared in the
Right, right.
exact, because if this is there, then this one is like they are offering you cake to just
Come and eat it.
Yeah. If this question is there. So very, very easy for
Very
11th.
easy.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to question number 13.
Question number 13, I would say, is multi-conceptual. And if it is like this multi-conceptual, it will take just some time to solve it. Again, calculation given in organic part is quite easy, I think.
Yeah.
They compensate the time taken for drawing the reaction and all with simple calculations.
All right. All right. Let's go to question number 14, ma'am.
Atomic structure. Always there in every paper. You must have seen it
Yeah,
in every
yeah.
paper.
Yeah.
So I think from 11, when they try to compensate, they have very limited choices like
Yeah.
chemical, ionic,
Correct.
atomic structure, mole.
Moles, yeah.
So these questions we see like always there.
Right.
Right?
Did they touch, like so far we have seen how many? 13 questions, right?
Yeah.
So did they touch any untouched topic which we might like, the student might not be expecting from grade
Yeah,
11?
the single letter code of amino acids.
Right, right.
And that too with a combination of hormone.
Right, right. So that made it a
is-
bit tricky.
Yes, yes, it is a bit tricky question.
All right, let's go to question 14, ma'am.
Question 14 is from ionic equilibrium. Easy.
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 All right. What about question 15, ma'am?
Question 15 is, I would say, basic from 13th group, P block you can say, or you can also consider it from basic periodic properties.
Correct, correct.
Ionization energy. Just, it may need you slight time to just get the proper atomics electronic configuration, and then
Right.
it can be done.
It can be done. All right. Let's go to question number 16.
Again from periodic property, see enthalpy of atomization, basic periodic properties. I think this is scoreable question, and though the number of elements given is, I would say 6 or 7, so definitely time is there.
Right, right. Let's go to question number 17, ma'am.
17 is a combination of two questions. Like they are
Okay.
asking also the highest ionization energy, and it should give borax bead test. So that will take some time and precaution. Because you have
right.
to write D block combination they have
Correct,
made
correct.
with salt analysis.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
yeah.
even if you know this one is there, you need to check with the electronic configuration, is
Right,
it highest ionization
right,
energy or not.
right, right.
So it will take time, even you might be confident.
Yeah. Yeah, the question seems to be on prima facie, it seems to be
Yeah.
easy, but again, there are 12 concepts involved.
Yes.
Correct. Let's go to question number 19, ma'am.
Lengthy.
Lengthy?
You see how many elements they have given.
Yes.
1, 2,
yes.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 electronic configuration they expect from D and F block. So then you have to write configuration and assume unpaired electron.
Right.
Lengthy.
Lengthy, lengthy.
And even if you invest
One,
time and
yeah.
even you miss one,
yeah.
it will be a double impact. Losing marks, losing
Actually
time.
losing time, yes, yes.
So that is why this question, only those who are very, very confident about the correct atomic number, the writing configuration, they should enter into this. Otherwise, better to leave it.
Right. This is a leavable question. If
Yes,
in case
because
you don't know
because
about
of
it.
its
Territory, yeah.
lengthy and atomic number, matlab writing configuration will take time anyhow.
Correct, correct. Let's go to question 20, ma'am.
20 is very simple. Now it compensates the time we just consumed in the last
question, yeah.
Directly basic, acidic, amphoteric. Very simple.
All right. Let's go to question number 21.
Organic again, and it is, I would say, in this what we have got is identify A and E. Of course, it must have been the option based question, but simple. Just be precautious, write properly. Like in past, I have experienced this first reaction, bromine and Fe. Sometimes just under that stress of appearing in the paper or in that examination hall, they by default do bromine and HNU. And then entire set is wrong.
Right, right.
And the structure is like that they will think it is HNU.
Right.
Ethyl is given. Na?
Right, right,
So there
right.
are two, what should I say, pit holes in this entire paper. First, entire question, that particular I just told, bromine HNU thing, and one C2D ethanol. So they have to remember that ethanol is an alternative of H3PO2. So if they can do that, then no problem.
All right. Now we are done with all the questions. Thank you so
Yes.
much, ma'am. Now I just want you to rate this entire question paper on a scale of 10.
I'll rate this one as around 8 to 9.
Around 8 to 9.
Yeah.
Right.
It
so
has
the
that.
numbers, the scoring has increased from the
Yes.
shift 1, what we have seen in the session 1, right? Now, ma'am, if I ask you to give one piece of advice to the future aspirants who are going to appear for this particular, shift, so what would you say, seeing this question paper and the morning question paper?
I'll repeat again and again, select your question wisely.
Yes.
If they will leave those questions that we just discussed, 2-3 questions,
Right.
they'll be winner at two ends.
Right.
Like they will save the time. and they will avoid the negative marking.
Negative marking, right.
So I'll suggest just concentrate well, keep your confidence up in the paper. Even if you come across few tough questions,
Right.
better to leave them rather
Right.
to invest your time and energy
And
land up in
end up
negative
getting
marking.
negative marking.
Yes,
True,
yes.
true.
So if you make correct choice of questions and work on the accuracy rather than going for more number of questions,
Right.
I think that will fetch you more marks and better percentile than
Correct.
doing more number of questions
Right.
and losing it.
Correct, correct.
So choice of question.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. So with that, if I have to put it in a nutshell, I'll say that choose your questions wisely and be very alert while you are reading the questions, right? It's better to save your time rather than investing and fetching the negative
Yes.
marks as said by ma'am. Yeah. With that, we are at the end of this question paper discussion. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being with us. See you for the upcoming JEE Main question paper discussion. Stay tuned. Thank you.
Thank you.